Lost in Seattle, episode 73. Ding dong. I'm not gonna say the rest.
Why not?
You say it.
The witch is dead. That's what it is. Anyway, man, good to see y'all for another week, another Saturday here. Hopefully you had a good one.
I thought you were supposed to be all energized.
I ain't got the energy, motherfucker. Anyway, man, hope y'all been good. I guess I said this. We thought this was gonna happen about a month ago. I don't think this is
2
new
or 3
news.
months ago.
Huh?
2 or 3 months ago.
I don't think this is new news. I think we're having the same situation we had with Ruth. What's her name? Ruth.
The Supreme Court Justice.
Yeah,
lady
Ruth.
who
Whatever her
died.
name is. I think she was dead long before they told the public. Honestly, but we're gonna get to that later. Let me just do this right quick so that I can.
We still working on the sound issues, so if it's a little, y'all gonna have to bear with us.
Yeah, a dude told us last year that we was peeking and waking up his neighbors. So,
Well, he talking about you.
oh, now it's just me.
Yeah, you.
All right, man.
Pretty loud.
That's how they
But
do.
you a Negro, so.
Yeah, all
we
right. What up,
expected.
Regina? What up? How you doing? Let's go ahead and get right into it then. All right, we're gonna start with some update on a story. We're gonna go over this pretty quickly. Tiffany Haddish and Aries accuser asks Los Angeles prosecutors to immediately arrest the comedians on child sexual abuse claims.
I don't like the fact that, you have certain people out here not really trying to hold Tiffany Haddish accountable, but more solely putting it on Aries Spears.
Exactly.
Like she wasn't a part of it too. I don't want to say no names because,
What?
this particular comedian known for.
Oh, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
No, I ain't scared. I say the name.
Yeah, Regina said, rumor has it the queen been deceased. Agree. Exactly. I think she was gone when her son tried to give her COVID.
Dude,
I think it worked.
that's alleged.
Allegedly, I guess I'll say. I guess. How you doing, Rosie? How you doing?
But you know what? The Prince Charles, he been running stuff. So
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But this story here, I'm not even gonna go into the. I don't even need to go into the article. Basically, now you got Tiffany Haddish who's saying that it wasn't funny. It was an unfunny skit, and she agreed to participate in a skit. So she's saying she basically just, she's kind of innocent.
she just signed on to do something that she didn't know nothing about.
Yeah, she just kind of went along with it, and she kind of throwing it all on Aries Spears at this point, and people definitely. It's funny. A comedian. Aries Spears is a comedian. He came out and made a joke about Lizzo, and other comedians came at him like, "Shut up." That means people
Quite a
don't.
few.
That means people just don't like you. Well, keep in mind, Aries Spears is also the dude who, at the end of Obama's second term, he was the one that was going out of his way to defend Obama. I mean, there was a sit down he had with somebody, I can't remember who, where he was like, "Hey man, he's the first black president. There's certain things he couldn't do." He was still defending him.
He also known for being in a pool with a white dude too.
Yeah, we gotta acknowledge he also known for was that Mad TV.
I think that one sticks out a little bit more than the.
I'm just talking about his political. Why people might not like him. Now the other stuff, Mad TV, he had a skit where he kissed a white man and was twirling his foot on a on a beach chair in front of a pool. Yeah, it was crazy. In the name of funny though, right?
In the name of funny.
In the name of funny. So now the accuser is asking for them to be arrested. Let me say this. Is it possible that this is a hustle? Is it because the mama clearly let the kids go? So the mother of the kids, who is friends with Tiffany Haddish, she allowed the kids to go with her.
But we have to put it in the context of it's not the mother that's suing them this time. It's the
But the mother has been
participants,
the
it's
one
the
who has
kids.
been suing them. I'm not saying they're hustling as in it didn't happen. I'm saying the mama didn't have no idea what they was doing. She didn't
The
think.
mother may have known, may have participated and been part of it, but what we're talking about now is the kids are suing.
Just hold on. So we're saying that the mother didn't even decide to go with them to see what they were doing. That means she trusted
Tiffany
Haddish,
Haddish,
right?
but that would be neglect on her part.
Yeah, and she's saying that she was gonna film a Nickelodeon reel.
She was what?
Tiffany Haddish was saying this is gonna help them with a Nickelodeon reel.
Oh, so Nickelodeon wanted to see a
little
soft
boy with
core.
his legs in the air and in a
But this was an
bathtub.
auditioning tape for the.
Is it for is it for a TV show or the
Executive.
casting couch?
It's the casting couch.
But it's unfortunate. But but like you said, the daughter and her brother are the ones who are suing. Tiffany Haddish came out and said that it's not funny. She regrets it, and she can't speak on it right now because of legal situations. But she can't wait to be able to, get some answers and all that other stuff.
To exonerate herself.
Yeah, no. She's saying that after this is done away with, she'll tell really what happened and
like it's done away with, like nothing gonna happen. That's what she pretty much saying.
Pretty much.
That arrogance.
Well, it is what it is. It's Hollywood. That's how they get down. He said, "I'm having a bad week." Aries Spears brushes off child sexual abuse allegations. But here's the thing: when Aries Spears, when this came out about him, when people don't like you, they just find stuff on you. So people start just finding stuff on you and just making you look weird, making you look strange as a person,
making you look bad,
make you look quirky. Yeah. So they found all kind of stuff on him to just put him in weird situations, make him look crazy. So
But nothing on Tiffany.
No, they haven't put nothing.
She going around here to red carpets with chicken in her purse and being a caricature of
saying she keeping it
Black
real.
Americans because she is part of Eritrean. Her father's Eritrean. But nothing about Tiffany Haddish. Oh, she was just an accessory to the crime. She didn't really know what was going on. I don't believe she would do anything like that if she knew.
How they said she was with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, she's hanging out with what do you call them? Ain't shit niggas or. Yeah. Okay, I already. If I said that, who I'm talking about, pretty much. Mr. Corey Holcomb.
Yeah.
He didn't try to make it seem like he was offending her, but he was defending her.
Well, I mean, people got relationships with people, so it's an unfortunate part of when you build relationships with people and they get caught up in something, you feel pressured to look at it from a more safe perspective for the person you have a relationship with. She's been on his show, and it is what it is, man.
That's what you say.
That is what it is. Mystical, indicted on first-degree rape charges in Louisiana, faces possible life sentence. Let me tell you, I said this last time. If you get caught up as a rapper or entertainer one time, it's like, okay, they might be shaking you down. 2 times, it's like, okay, you be in a bad position too often. 3 times, 4 times, it's like, okay, either somebody trying to get you up out of here or you just don't learn.
Well,
either way, it's the same thing.
I don't understand as a rapper, why would you need to rape?
Well, it's
women?
not. Well, I'm gonna read
that tells that it's more of a
mental thing.
Mental thing.
The rapper is accused of holding a woman against her will at his home in July and abusing her. He is being held without bail. A Louisiana grand jury on Wednesday indicted rapper Mystical on the first-degree charges, according to reports. The alleged assault occurred on July 30th when the authorities say the rapper, whose name is Michael Lawrence Tyler, held a woman against her will in her Perryville home. According to New Orleans advocate, Mystical is now facing a mandatory life sentence under the state law if convicted. Let me tell you something.
Mandatory?
Yeah, 3 strikes. That's what I'm saying. Like, damn. Like, if this is just a situation where it was just a domestic violence situation where y'all were just fighting back and forth, and then y'all, I don't know if it was consensual. I don't know if she's saying it wasn't. But if y'all were in like a domestic abuse situation and it just went sour and then y'all kind of did something and then now after the fact they back mad at each other, life sentence is kind of...
No, it's no defending it.
It's no defending. I'm saying...
It's not kind of if he is a
if
serial
he did it,
rapist.
Obviously. If he did it, it's nothing to talk about.
This is alleged.
It's alleged. Well, yeah,
if this is his, 3rd time doing this?
He's been accused of it 1 or 2 times. You think you may be right. It might be his 3rd time accused of it.
I think this is the 3rd time. So at this point, it's become serial.
Habitual, yeah.
It's like, okay, if he get away with it, he gonna do it again. So we have to do something to make sure this don't happen again.
Yeah. It's a tough situation. Oh, before I go into it, let me go back here. See what y'all saying in here. Man. Keith, aka Peaches, is a Zoe. Oh yeah, here you go. aka Peaches on the Zoe show last Monday, and she gave some alleged background details about the mom in Haddish and Spears. Daughter, aka Peaches, aka is a comedian. Yeah, I think the friend or the mother was a comedian too, as well. He said, "Watch yourself. Show me what you got." Rappers, unfortunately, are notorious for telling themselves in their lyrics. Yeah, those two songs. Yeah, that too. Like I said about the Tiffany Haddish situation, I don't know if it's a shakedown. She is saying that for Aries is saying. I think the friends got some contact with it, some deeper stuff to it. But I also think it's some Hollywood stuff going on with that.
Yeah. Hollywood weird.
And obviously, Mystic, look, if he did it, I mean, get him out here. Not really to talk about. But man, oh man, you got to be sure. I'm just saying, like, you should be sure that that's what it is.
Oh, you talking about the Me Too?
Yeah, because that's a life sentence. Like, I'm just saying, just be sure. All right, let me just go back here. Now we're going to jump to this story here. 4. Pusha T responds to Ukraine's Ministry of Defense referencing his lyrics in a post about eliminated combatants. So the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, their social media account, Twitter, used lyrics from Pusha T to make a point about the tanks and aircrafts and all this stuff that it destroyed. And I saw this, I said, is this their way of trying to make this situation pop in the pop culture world? To make it to just get it? Because you're using hip hop at this point. Now you're trying to use hip hop a part of your war to make it seem like this is the right side to be on.
And then he came back and responded, "Great taste in music for the win."
Yeah, you see the hit is I put up numbers on the board, Pusha T, to combat losses of the enemy from February 24th to September 7th. So they're saying this is all the wins they got, but they're using hip hop. Now they're trying to use hip hop, so they're getting money like crazy.
Well, they're not trying to use hip hop. I mean, we know the Jews pretty much run hip hop, so and they are Ukrainian Jews, so they are entitled to use this.
Not all of them, but I know it's supposed to be the new big Israel. So,
but yeah, the Jewish people, like, we using our music.
Our music
to promote.
I called you just said our music.
It's their music. They own everything, so it's theirs, right?
That's how I go. LeBron James and Drake sued for $10 million over historic hockey documentary. The NBA star and rapper Drake and Future are producers of Behind the Black Ice documentary via their production company. So they're making a documentary about the all black league hockey league in Canada. I believe it's in Nova Scotia. I'm not sure. I remember hearing about this before. There's a lot of people that believe that the most popular moves in hockey actually come from these players. Slapstick. A lot of the moves you see in hockey, a lot of the stuff they do actually was, some would say, invented by the players in this league in particular. But the NBA icon LeBron James, along with rappers Drake and Future, are being sued over intellectual property rights in connection with the upcoming hockey documentary they produced called Black Ice. Billy Hunter, former executive director and National Basketball Players Association, is seeking shared profits for the film, as well as no less than $10 million in damages, according to the lawsuit.
That picture look weird.
Drake look
like that's his boo, and he hugging up.
Drake be looking, and that's the reason why they had that saying, Drake the type of nigga. There's a reason why that was a
nigga that would lay on LeBron's shoulder. Like, that's his
somebody said Drake LeBron got to choose between his side chicks, Beyonce and Drake.
Wow.
Black Ice. Black Ice is about an all-black hockey league in Canada and based on a 2004 novel, Black Ice, the lost history of the colored hockey league in the Maritimes, 1895 to 1925. Which, by the way, this is why it's so weird to me how in America they were pushing this notion that they had to integrate sports. They were already integrated in the 1800s. They separated it in the early 1900s and then brought the people back in the mid 1900s. Baseball had black players in the 1800s. They kicked them out. They went and created their own league. And then in the mid to early 1900s, they brought them back in. Now they doing something. You made them get rid of the black league so they can come to yours.
Exactly. That's what they did.
written by George and Daryl Fausty, who is listed as defendants in the lawsuit. So basically, you get the point. They're suing him. They saying that he paid. You see, Hunter claims that Frosty brothers pieced together a deal behind his back after he paid them $265,000 to hold exclusive intellectual property rights to produce a documentary. So the dudes who wrote the book, the 2004 book, this guy Hunter, he paid them $265,000 to buy the rights to the book, to make something, to use it. They went behind his back and went to LeBron's company, Spring Hill and Uninterrupted and Drake and Future, to make a documentary. And those companies are saying that this is not necessarily this does not go against the agreement you had with them. So is it their fault, or is it the people who wrote the book's fault? They the ones who made the deal behind his back. So why are you suing me?
But they're a big name.
That's my point. The authors are the ones who went behind your back. I didn't go behind your back. They came to me with the deal.
I can get more money out of you than I can get out of them, though.
Well, what's gonna happen is they're gonna pay him back his $265,000 and tell him to go on about his merry way.
With a little bit of interest on it.
Maybe, because when you start making that type of money, it's about power. You don't like to take losses in court, so you might even make him pay you for defamation publicly, saying that you stole something from him. So, and speaking of movies, there's a topic we want to talk about right quick.
Yeah, you know what?
The original. I'm gonna read this headline and we can get into it. Original Lord of the Rings cast joins Amazon in pushing back against Rings of Power racist criticism. Now I know in the Lord of the Rings books, I didn't read them, but I've done some little bit of research on this. There were black characters in the book, but the fans of this book that are looking at this TV show don't like that they're changing certain characters' race. As you can see here, Middle Earth is not all white. Now they use that BIPOC shit. Belong in Middle Earth, and they are a hero, and they're here to stay. A statement from the cast read. So the show is getting so much backlash. These people are so pissed. If you go on YouTube and type in Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Lord, and they just ripping this movie. It's over. This show, I'm sorry, over and over and over. Videos every 2 hours, just ripping it. I hate it. It's terrible.
And you know what? People not gonna like me for this, but they
Hold
right.
on, before you get what you say, I got you. So, and the whole thing is, why do when people look at these fantasy stories, they imagine a world that's a fantasy world, and let's be honest, they don't have you in their fantasies. Just because black people, when we write our stories, we feel like we have to add other groups. They don't feel like they need to add you.
I can't tell you one thing or movie that don't have at least one or two white people or different races of people in the movie. We always have to be inclusive. White people don't mind not being inclusive. No. This is theirs. Why do y'all want to be a part of it?
Wait, hold on.
If you like that type of, if you like Lord of the Rings, you like that type of stuff, that's fine. But you can't then tell them, well, because we like it, y'all got to start putting
us in it. Yeah.
People, they like to use people of color. I'm not going to say black people.
Yeah, people.
Because there's people of color in this show.
Yeah.
Not just black people.
Well, yeah,
but they have the absolute right to vent and be upset about it.
Well, there's also what's that movie? Where little boy nose grow when he lie.
Pinocchio.
You know they got a black. The fairy godmother is that Cynthia Erivo, whatever her name is, chick.
Yeah, Cynthia Erivo.
They made her bald headed fairy godmother.
I ain't never seen a fairy godmother bald headed
ever. So they made her the fairy godmother, so they pissed off at that. Like, why you?
And then you go to House of Dragons.
Yep, they got one. That's different.
It is a little different because when we looked into it, we found out the family is black.
They made him black. Yeah.
He just married a Targaryen, which is a white woman.
Yeah. So white woman.
To bridge the family to make it stronger. Because if that wasn't the case, I was gonna say, well, what's the point of having bringing on
one black dude to be in a white family? One black dude
to be surrounded by all these white people.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. Also, they just released Mermaid, Little Mermaid.
Once again, they're gonna be pissed off about that too.
Why y'all keep letting them use you?
Little Annie.
Annie, yeah.
When Jamie Foxx.
That was different though, because it's a little kids movie. Like, damn, you can't.
It's
like y'all didn't even care about that movie. Like, damn, really? That's a little bit different though, ain't it?
No, it's not a little bit different.
All right. Well, I guess that's not true because if that movie started off black and they made it a white person
Exactly.
or a Mexican,
Black people be pissed
we'd
off.
be like, why you changed it from a black person?
Exactly.
That's true. But you can make an argument that the reason why they do that, and I'm being devil's advocate right now.
We know that's what you like to do.
You can make an argument that the reason why they feel the need to replace these characters now is because back in those days, actors, black actors in particular, were literally excluded from entire movies. If you put a black person in your movie in some of these places, they would burn the movie theater down. That's the truth. During the Jim Crow eras and stuff. So maybe they feel like we need to go back to characters we thought we would have made black back then. Let's make them black now. I'm talking bullshit right now. I'm just saying that's just devil's advocate way of looking at it.
These people saw Lord of the Rings.
Hold on, that's a terrible saying to use, devil's advocate.
These people saw Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So when they came out with the show,
yeah,
they were expecting to see the same thing they got from Lord of the Rings.
No. These are fans of the books. They know the detail, how they're supposed to look. There are black people in this fantasy world. It's just not the people they made black. It's a whole lot of stuff.
Ain't all the wives women of color?
All the women who are married to men and all the women, the powerful women, most of them are quote unquote women of color. And the leading character is no longer a man, it's a woman.
So Viola Davis got her wish.
Oh, yeah.
How
Viola
you going to be
Davis
married to a black man?
Viola Davis said that we need more black women but seen with hunks on TV, white
hunks.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, you married to a black man. How do your husband feel about you talking like this?
In the same move, yeah, it's crazy.
Because that same man, we get the fuck out.
That same man went on to say that one of his friends was abused and he decided he was going to look for any black man and kill him.
Viola Davis is the same person. That's the tweet she put out. She would be in fake outrage about a black man getting fetishized by somebody, and then she have a tweet out there saying black women need to be in more roles with white hunks.
You on Twitter when somebody say something crazy.
That's Viola Davis.
Yeah, that's Viola Davis.
She's the poster face for it.
But yeah, man, you can't. These people are always gonna get mad at you replacing them in their fantasies because they don't think you're a part of their fantasy. Their perfect world does not include us. But yeah,
and it shouldn't. Because in my perfect world, it don't include them. So we on agreement with that.
Stay the fuck away from me. Barack and Michelle Obama returned to White House to unveil official portraits. Now, what I found strange with this, I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but Obama's portrait looks much different than all the other presidents. Obviously, it's on purpose. If you think about it, it seemed like they gave him a complete white background to say that he was a standout.
That's what I'm kind of getting from it. Or there's more of a we're gonna have to look into that one. Because I know it's just not because it's something deeper into it.
You see, these are how the former presidents normally look. They normally use black, dark colors.
Some of them had lighter.
When I say loud, dark, I don't mean the color black. I mean they just made the painting itself a little darker.
But nobody had
been the artistic style of the time.
Yeah.
But as you go on through these presidents, Roosevelt and all these guys, it starts to show them with the building behind them, sitting down in their office. But except for Kennedy, they had him thinking. I mean,
with his arms crossed.
Yeah.
That means guarded.
Situation. These are. I could go into the hands.
Yeah, he definitely was doing Freemason.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But
they should have had Bill with his pearls.
Yeah, they should have had Bill with his blue dress on, and had Lewinsky in the back with a head coming off behind the desk.
Filthy minded.
No, her hiding in the background. She's a part of the history.
You're dirty minded.
That woman made
Bill
history.
said it never happened.
I never had relations with that woman.
And black people made him the first black president.
Let me tell you something. When you get older and more wise on things, you feel
that's how low we thought of ourselves.
We were so damn.
Because that's how low they thought of black men. Is that if they was in the White House, they'd be getting oral sex from the damn
secretaries and stuff.
Secretary or interns there. That's how low
and you go,
they thought.
We said degeneracy was comparable to black. Like we made that cultural for us when we agreed with that.
He's the first black president.
When they said the real reason why they say he was the first black president because he played jazz. That's why Obama came in singing "Swing Low, Sweet Jazz," trying to prove he can sing and playing basketball.
That's your blackness.
Yeah. Now they gave Michelle a normal one. She didn't have anything.
They had a picture of her You see that picture?
What?
I put it on your computer. It's a screenshot.
Where is it?
It's under Obama. I didn't put it up there. It's you got to go into to look at it.
Oh, hold on. Well, what is it?
I put it under Obama and Michelle.
It's in downloads?
Screenshot.
Oh. I don't put stuff there. I don't know where they go.
Did you just type it in, Obama and Michelle?
That's in the download, so no, it's not gonna work there. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Screenshots. This one? No, it's not there.
Maybe it didn't save.
You didn't save it? Nope.
Maybe it didn't say. Yeah, it didn't say.
What was the picture?
Michelle looked rough in that picture.
Wait, you say the picture had this looking rough? You wanted to talk shit about it, didn't you?
Just wanted to prove my further point on Michelle Obama.
What's your point?
She looked rough.
All right. This is correct. The mom is a comedian. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, let's go back to this. Sorry, we're on one. All right. What's wrong with you? A black protester voiced anger at police in South Carolina. She got 4 years in prison. She was a pregnant woman from, hold on, let me go to the article. It says here, a pregnant black activist serving 4 years in prison for behavior at racial justice protests will have her sentence reconsidered as she struggles to reach her due date behind bars, raising questions about free speech and equal justice. Brittany Martin, 34, was found guilty this spring of breaching the peace in a high and aggravated manner over the comments she made to police. Her lawyers have been pushing for lesser sentence amid increasing concerns about her health and that of her baby, due in November. Advocates with Black Voter Matters have been circulating a petition calling for her to release. Civil rights attorneys and former state lawmaker Bakari Sellers will tell the judge on September 12th that the punishment is unjust. She's in jail because she talked in America. She's a dark-skinned black woman who was unapologetically black and radical. Martin moved with her younger children to Sumter, South Carolina from Iowa in the spring of 2020 and was ready to go and protest after the police killing of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd sparked a nationwide movement that year, her sister said. Martin also said someone else on her mind in 2016, Sumter police fatally shot her brother-in-law 19 times when officers said that he fired a gun after a chase in a stolen car. When she took to the street, she carried grief over her family's past. In court, prosecutors presented police body camera recording, including snippets of those demonstrations shared with the AP. They don't show her laying hands on any officers. Video from May 31st, 2020 showed Martin chanting "No justice, no peace," and an officer faced police don riot gear and discussed using tear gas before letting the crowd disperse. She also said some of us gonna be hurting. Some of y'all gonna be hurting. Martin told officers, "We ready to die for this. We tired of it. Y'all better be ready to die for the blue. I'm ready to die for the black." Go ahead, give your comments.
That comment might have set it off when she said that.
No. What do you think of this story?
I don't think she should have been out there protesting while she was pregnant.
You think that's the biggest thing about this?
That's not the biggest thing about this. The biggest thing about this is the fact that she's in 4 years for involving herself in a protest. I don't think it's worth 4 years. I just think that we have to be mindful of what we're doing, because sometimes when we decide to go out and do things that we think are beneficial, it actually is not beneficial for us, and it puts us in a place where we don't want to be.
So she should have worried more about the individual than the collective at that point.
She should have worried, about her child, because she was pregnant.
Yeah, I kind of, probably shouldn't be out there.
But that doesn't take away the fact that she shouldn't be in prison for 4 years.
I get your point.
It's just we have to acknowledge, sometimes we have to take the emotion
out of
things and just think logically and go, this woman should have not been out there protesting while she was pregnant.
I can agree with that part. Body cam captures Los Angeles police shooting black father in the back after admitting he was unarmed. It is no gun, bro. LAPD officer heard saying in body-worn footage before shooting Jermaine Pratt 3 times in the back. I'm not going to show the video. I ain't even got to read this one. So there was a homeless guy. Did you read this one?
Yeah.
Okay, give me your thoughts on it first. Come on, man.
Is this the one with that stole the car?
No, he didn't steal the car.
Okay, then no, I didn't read this one.
You didn't read this one?
I didn't read this one.
Okay, this was about a homeless guy. He's suspected to be homeless. I think he was a former Marine or a military. He's known for having some mental problems. He was out and about. Somebody called and said he had a gun. When they walked up on him, they saw it wasn't a gun. They saw it wasn't a gun, that it was just some metal thing in his hand. And so when he started running, they shot him in the back. Now, if I'm not mistaken, police are not supposed to shoot. You're not allowed to shoot people in the back who are retreating.
No.
So why did they?
That's not the first time they've done this, though.
I know it's not. Obviously not the first time, but the cop literally yelled, "It's not a gun." They knew he didn't have a gun,
but he still shot him.
But when he started running, they shot him 3 times in the back. And it's just like, you saw it wasn't a gun. I don't get it.
They feared for their life.
That's what they always say.
They feared for their life.
Mm-hmm.
They thought he was going to turn around and start shooting rounds at them.
Well, this is what the other soldiers are doing. U.S. soldier kicked out of the Army after FBI says he enlisted to become better at killing black people. So this guy here in the military, he was supposed to be estranged from his father, and but he got into some trouble for DUIs, if I'm not mistaken. And so he was being investigated, and they went across his social media, his phone, and all that stuff, and they found out that his social media accounts was linked to what they call extremist pages. So they went through that. They found out he got a relationship with his father. He got pictures with him. He hang out with him, so he's not estranged from him. And they also found messages of him talking to people saying that the reason why he joined the military was so that he can be better at combat against black people. So he literally went to the military to train for a war with Negroes.
You hear that? Black and brown?
Well, he's not. We mean black and brown.
Well, because they always saying black and brown, we the same. We go through the same struggle.
Yeah.
You're not going there getting training for black and... You're going there for getting trained for black people, not brown people. Okay. Y'all hear that, right?
For one side only.
For one side only.
Yeah. But I was thinking, when I saw this, I thought about that movie and book, Spook That Sat by the Door.
Spook.
It's like some Negroes, somebody got to go get some training and come bring it back to the hood. That's what that dude did.
Yeah,
he went to the military, got trained. Not this dude here, but Spook That Sat by the Door. He went to the military, learned guerrilla warfare, came back.
We've had family members that are in the military that were previously in the military.
We definitely do.
So they definitely can give some training if needed.
Niggas ain't ready to go to war. Are you ready to go to war?
I got the Most High fight for my battles.
Oh, here we go.
The Lord is fighting for me.
Smoke when you break up the Most High. I ain't got no smoke. I'm good. Now I want to show this quick video here. I'm not even gonna show the video. I just want you to see what's on the screen.
Time, man.
Hey, man. So this dude here, this is Hood Famous TV. I think this is on, what's the name of that podcast for the porch? Off the Porch. I think it's based in Memphis, if I'm not mistaken.
They literally on the porch.
So in this right here, he brought these women to the porch, and he said, the guy in the middle, he says that these are the mother of his children. That's 22 women apparently. What do you think about one man having 22 children with, I don't know if that's 22 different women, but 22 children with this many women?
I think the day and age that we live in is chaos.
It's just chaotic. So in the modern age, it shouldn't be done. Come on now.
If you're a man and you want to have 21 women and the women have no problem with that, then that's fine. But in this day and age, that's not going to happen. Those women are, I can guarantee you, they all do not get along. There's conflict.
Well, what's his name? Shawty Lowe. Remember?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I bet you somebody upset that they all the way in the back and they can't be seen in the front.
Well, remember when Shawty Lowe wanted a TV show where he showed all his, what's the name? All My Baby Mamas?
And they wouldn't air it.
And they wouldn't have.
Wasn't that protested
Yeah.
or something?
They just didn't want to put it on television. It was like he basically wanted to show his women and children living in the same house.
But I would say this: look at how these women are dressed. They're not dressed but modest.
I mean,
So no, he don't have his household in order. So for it to be aired on TV, it would tell me that it would be some dysfunction, chaos, and ratchetness in it, and which we don't need no more of that. We already have enough of that as black people on TV.
Another thing I got from this is there's data out there that you hear from people where obviously it said that black men have less children than black women. And you have people that go around and say that it seems like a very small group, not a very small, but a small group, a segment of black men have all the kids with black women. So it kind of proved right here. All these women got a kid with just one dude. Now, I'm not going to say none of them have other kids with other men.
We don't know that.
If I say, I'm not going to say that. But the fact that this one dude has this many kids with this many women. So that's another 20. That's about
well,
5.
Hopefully he's gotten a paternity test on all 22 kids.
I would imagine.
Okay.
But there's 20 dudes out there with no kids. And he just made up for everybody.
He made up for everybody else that ain't got no kids out here.
Hey, if you slacking, he got your back. All right, let me go back here. All right, what's going on, family? How you doing? What up, Brandon? What up? The woman looks sad. In the Bible, the women and men who had multiple wives didn't get along. Well, a lot of times it didn't. Not Moses, I'm sorry. I forgot his name. Dear God.
Who?
The prophet. One of them had multiple wives and they was bickering. Oh, you can use Jacob for that matter. 2 sisters.
Well, they were automatically going to bicker their 2 sisters.
I mean, it is what it is. They multiple wives that didn't get along. So
it's chaos.
Sometimes.
If you have a house, if women are in a household and they're not getting along, it's not a cohesive environment. It's chaos.
Some men know how to regulate. Just leave it. It is what it is. Look at this. Oh, look at this. This is the first non-black person to host the BET Award, Hip Hop Awards. Right?
I believe so. I haven't watched it in a couple of years.
Hey, now everybody coming out the woodwork. I ain't watched it in so long.
No, it ain't
anyway.
coming out of woodworks. I ain't watched the shit.
All right. So BET didn't just triple down, they quadrupled down. Fat Joe to host BET Hip Hop Awards 2022.
He's like a STI.
STI. Oh, you just won't go. You just stuck. You had a bad night.
You had a bad night.
You made a bad decision.
You made a bad decision and
now
you stuck with it.
You left with the.
And now you're trying to create a vaccine to eradicate it.
Joe, who was Puerto Rican and Cuban descent, helped play an integral role in bridging the intersection of hip hop and Latin music. He went on to say Fat Joe is hip hop royalty. He has represented the art form in the Bronx and the birthplace of hip hop through his outstanding music career.
Outstanding music career.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's?
Give me 2 of them things.
Give me 3 songs.
2, 3. We talk what Ja Rule did to him.
What's Love? That's with Ashanti. Lean Back.
By the way, I didn't know this.
Remy Ma.
Apparently, that song "Lean Back," that dance, he got it from a Jamaican woman in the club. She taught him to dance, and he made a song based off of it. He stole from Jamaicans.
He stole from Jamaicans.
He is a treasured friend in the network, and we've loved seeing and support. Has he ever? I'm trying to think, because I never paid attention to him. I'm sure he's been at the BET Awards.
He's been at the BET Awards, but he wasn't that relevant. He wasn't important.
And nobody. Did he ever perform?
I think he has performed at the BET Awards.
We've loved seeing and supporting his evolution to becoming a superstar he is today.
Superstar.
We can't wait to watch him take on the stage with his vivacious energy, standing together with today's hottest and beloved hip hop stars. Really?
Same superstar.
Who gonna be there? Meg Thee Stallion, the baby. Is it gonna invite the baby this year or are they done? Little Baby.
Well, you know there was a rumor out there that Little Baby concert tickets ain't selling. He
Yeah,
had to cancel
a show.
a couple of.
Hey, when they done with you, they done with you, man. When they done, they done. I'm not talking about the industry, the people too. When they done.
Well, we're really upset. They gonna get mad about what he said in his concert about that.
I don't think it has nothing to do with it. I think it's just his height. Either, let me say this. He could be getting sabotaged. That happens too. When you're not, you know, favored by the industry, they'll do stuff to sabotage. They'll put out there that you got low ticket sales, and it's not it. They'll put out there that you got to cancel a show because of that, because, you know, they don't.
To make you look bad.
Yeah, to make you look bad. So
Fat Joe is the hip hop royalty that called Little Mo and Vita what? Crack House? They came out of the crack house?
Bitch, yeah, he was talking crazy.
That was 2 black women he was talking shit about.
Well, then he sent them flowers and apologized. And then Remy Ma went and defended him.
His bulldog.
Oh,
pit
you
bull.
just call Remy Ma bulldog?
She guards him.
Oh, you mean, you don't mean physically, you mean.
Take it how you want to take it. I'm not talking about Remy Ma looks. She looks wonderful. I'm not quite sure she is Black American. But she does be guarding. She guards Fat Joe. She makes excuses saying he put her on and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
She more protective of him than she is of Papoose. To me.
That's a whole nother discussion. This was the biggest award. This is what Fat Joe said. This will be the biggest award show in history. It's truly an honor to host and produce the BET Hip Hop Awards, and I can't thank Connie and the entire BET family enough for this opportunity. We're going to celebrate music, culture, entertainment, honor the biggest and brightest stars in the world, and make this an unforgettable night full of laughs and surprises.
So is he going to prove his point by bringing out a whole bunch of Latin artists that he claims started in hip hop years ago? He going to bring them onto the stage?
That's probably what they're planning.
And he expects black people to come out in overwhelming support for him to make this the biggest year.
I would imagine anybody who watches is going to be supportive of it. You had the people that would be like, this is trash, turn it off.
So he's expecting for his Latino artists to come in and make the numbers.
I would think, are they going to invite that dude Bad Baby on?
So he can kiss another dude on stage?
Well, Lil Nas X did it. Yeah. Yeah, you had to leave that one alone. Look at you. Yeah, you had to leave that one alone then, don't you? Let me go ahead and show the video right quick. This is I want to say that's trailer, I guess you would say, but Fat Joe and BT. And you see here, they said Fat Joe did. You know, what's his name? Got a song called God Did. What's his name? DJ Khaled. He got an album called God Did with that song with Jay-Z. With Jay-Z called God Did. Most overrated verse this year. And we saw, what's his name? A white guy on, was that MSNBC or CNN?
Did what?
Did a breakdown of Jay-Z's verse. I think it was MSNBC.
I think so.
I said, really? They're doing breakdowns of his verse on, okay. We know what this is about.
Don't talk about Jay-Z.
It's not today's price.
Oh, All the Way Up. I forgot about that song. That's 3.
Well, that's what Remy
All the
Ma
Way
too.
Up.
This is, him hosting.
Yesterday.
BT.
And Remy Ma was in that song too with him All the Way Up.
Well,
so is he her? Is she his muse?
I don't know if that's his music. She's not in all his songs, is she?
What?
She's not in all his songs, is she?
The ones that got hits? Besides the one with Ashanti. She was a muse.
I hope she was just a muse because Ashanti,
There he go, disrespecting that black woman.
This is Rilla Perry. Puerto Rican rapper Nims explains why he doesn't use the N-word anymore and says everyone non-black uses the anti-black racial slur in New York. New York has a hold this L.
Even saying the N-word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I came up, I said that shit. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm from the hood. Never was an issue.
Right.
Never. Nobody ever, even to this day, nobody's ever said nothing to me in person. But you see it online. And then when I started going out to Detroit battling, I would see like their faces would be like offended. And I'd be like, I was confused.
Right.
I never thought, but it's either black and white out there. There's no Puerto Ricans. Even when I went recently, a couple weeks ago to Atlanta, most of my crew was real Puerto Ricans running through. They're like, yo, guys are aggressive. We're like, this is just how we talk. Like, yo, you mad Puerto Ricans? There's not. So that's when I started seeing that. Oh, okay, this is not how everybody talks.
Right.
This is not like, because in New York, you got white guys saying it, you got Chinese people saying it. It's just how people talk.
When I first moved to New York, that was one of the things that really stood out to me was every fucking person said it, including white kids with rich fucking parents and every Spanish kid, every Puerto Rican kid, whatever. couldn't believe it,
Yeah.
at the time. But I feel like that maybe has changed a bit just because
It's changed now.
the internet has informed
100%.
everybody,
100%. And that's why if you listen to my earlier music, I say it, and then I just came to a conscious effort. Like, I'm not saying that shit no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I just a lot of things back in the days were.
Oh, you get the point. This is Regina. She said Obama change is coming to America. We did get a reset while under the virus. His portrait to me reflects the face of the AI, metaverse, etc. technology. Oh, artificial. He's saying that picture of him with no background reflects artificial meta intelligence. Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. We're gonna get into that.
You see, he had on sandals with socks on.
Yeah.
Why does everybody wear flip flops with socks now? That was looked upon as a
Black dudes used to get
a negative thing. Not everybody wear it.
Aretha Franklin, every move monitored by FBI declassified file revealed. Well, the reason why they was doing this is J. Edgar Hoover. They were following all the black entertainers, the activists, a lot of those Hollywoods and singers and even some athletes. They were accusing them of being communists because a lot of them had ties to communist organizations.
A lot of them were communists.
Well, it's hard to say somebody's a communist when they say stuff that's against it, or at least not completely for it, but they got people around them that are. And yet you can say they're just being fake. That's what you believe?
A lot of them were communists, dude.
I'm not saying a lot of them weren't. I'm saying not all of them.
Not all of them.
Huh?
Not all of them.
Yeah, point is, a lot of them were connected to them. Like Martin Luther King. What's that guy named? Royard, the one who wrote for him. Royard.
They got a Netflix thing coming on. Richard something.
Is it Bayard Rustin?
Bayard Rustin.
Bayard Rustin. Yeah.
Yeah, Netflix has a special coming out on him.
Okay. Yeah.
And they got that dude playing him.
Who?
I think he's some sort of Afro Spanish dude. The one that was in Raymond.
And what?
Mama Rainey.
Oh, Ma Rainey.
Ma Rainey.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she basically this woman would ask for a what they call it, FOIA, how you say it? I forgot how to say the word. What the acronym mean?
I don't know.
Something Information Act. Years ago, I FOIA'd FBI files on Aretha Franklin. Today I received the files. The files were incomplete, but showed repeated and disgusting suspicion of the famed black singer, her work, and activists around her. Franklin died in her home in Detroit, Michigan, August 2018. She was 76. So they basically went through and pointed out, basically also this showed that the FBI has ties to musical labels.
Yeah, we know.
So basically what they were saying was they made sure to keep track of her contract just in case. That's all they said in the documents. And they also said that some of these managers would sign double contracts with the artist. So there'd be one contract with the artist, and then they would go to a building that's hosting them for a concert and sign a larger contract. So the contract with the artist might be $50K, but they would do one with the place they're doing the concert at for $75, and they would split the difference amongst themselves.
Okay.
So J. Edgar Hoover, this is another thing in this also.
You're not gonna read all this, is you?
No.
Okay.
Another thing about this is J. Edgar Hoover, and not just him, the FBI. Remember when they came out with the thing saying that there can't be another black Messiah?
Yeah.
Right. In this, they were clearly afraid when he died. They said this is a racial event.
There's gonna be an uprising.
And they said we can't let this happen again, which they do more controlling now of who they allow to gain prominence amongst the masses at this point. Then we're gonna show this. No, I'm not gonna show this. The same thing. All right. Now, there was the big event that happened Big story. I think you heard of it. Queen Elizabeth II has died.
Yes.
That's not the second. She has no relation to the actual Queen Elizabeth, but it is what it is.
She's the queen. Respect the queen.
Dead as a doornail now. So she passes away. It's this big thing. And boy, let me tell you something. People across social media who was like, F her, we don't care, making jokes and stuff. Them British people, and not even just British people, a lot of people from Canada.
I wonder what the lion and the unicorn horse stands for behind her.
Go ahead.
I don't know.
So Queen Elizabeth, so a lot of people were really angry that people were like, we don't care if she died. You had what they call Black Twitter, Irish Twitter. So people was really people was going in on this. They didn't care. South Africa made a statement of South African EFF, something like that.
So in Canada, all the charges was dropped.
That's what, see, you go where I'm about to go. I was about to say this woman died with charges on her.
Yeah,
she died with a warrant.
She had charges. She had warrants, baby.
Allegedly, even though it's not really alleged. There was a brother named Johnson in the UK who asked another, I guess what they call those dudes with the hats that stand real still. You're not allowed to make them move.
Aren't they a guard?
There's something guard.
I know it's a proper name for it, but
yeah. So it was a brother out there who asked the question to another guard, hey man, don't you got warrants? And they threw his ass in a crazy house. They threw him in a crazy house. Something wrong with him asking that question. Allegedly, her and the Pope and all of them was into some stuff with children. She had a warrant for the trafficking of native children from Canada, missing children. Should I say?
Yep.
Nothing ever was done about it. Just sitting on the throne with warrants is just chilling.
All those black hearts and kidneys and livers and
your husband had like 5 or 6 hearts, didn't he?
Yeah, he had 5 or 6 heart transplants.
And I thought there was an age cutoff when you can get a heart transplant.
Not when you got the coins.
They ain't the coins. They ain't the money. 'Cause a lot of people got money.
When you got the bag and you are who you are, you can get as many heart transplants as you want.
Yeah, she died peacefully on Thursday afternoon at her Scottish estate, where she had spent much of her summer. The Queen came to the throne in 1952 and witnessed enormous social change. She was in it for 70 years. 70. And you know what's funny is she wasn't even supposed to be in there that long when she had a son. He came of age. She was supposed
to relinquish
the throne to him, but she changed the damn rule
laws
where she could stay there.
She did what a woman would do, which
Well,
is
people
to
would
make
do. I
sure,
want you to put that on a woman.
Make sure that people like you will be able to remain in power, not based off your gender. That's what she did. That's why I said a woman.
Okay. So then now her son, obviously named Prince Charles, now will be King Charles III.
At 73.
Exactly. He waited.
So I said he got about 10 years. Prince William said, I'm going to give you about 10. I'm going to give you about 5, 10 years.
You got 5, 10 years.
I'm not waiting no 30 years for you
30 years, homie.
to die so I can take the throne. If we're around that long.
So at 73, and remember, he the one that, you know, Mama Elizabeth got sick randomly.
This is all alleged.
Mama Elizabeth got sick from COVID, and somebody else also popped up with COVID. And,
if she could have one of her sons be the king right now, it would not be Prince Charles. It would be Prince Andrew. That was her favorite.
Yeah, that was her favorite, but he can't, you know.
Pedo.
Yeah.
Alleged.
I mean, they all probably. But anyway, long-time British, I don't even got to read this. He's now going to be king, but also his, this dude is a greener, as I'll call him.
Which is a perfect time for him to step in right now.
Isn't it crazy how this fit? Bloop, it's perfectly fit into what they want. So this dude is one of the first people to launch the Great Reset Project to rebuild the planet and wake up coronavirus. He was the first people during the pandemic to come out and say a great reset. We need to change to a green energy, globally green. And remember, he even said, and you saw this, about bringing the military involved.
Yep, the military.
This is going to cost trillions.
They absolutely loved when we were under lockdown, and you know there wasn't that I did. Well, I'm talking about from there was no. Well, somebody said you did. I didn't mean, but I'm taking from the position of there was no traffic.
Yeah.
And they said, do you know what that did to the world? That there wasn't that much cars on the road and that much gas and stuff going to the atmosphere.
Man, they showed in Spain the canals was clean up. They was clear again. How the animals was walking through the streets. Bunnies is jumping through the streets, and look, life is coming back. And
it was like there was nobody on the freeway, nobody on the roads. It was a simple straight shot.
They were trying to say how it was helping the environment by people not being outside and water was getting clean and stuff. Which is why we know those climate lockdowns are coming soon.
So are we gonna have a climate reset?
Which means are we going to? It already started. All this, the last 2 years, we're about to go in 3 years, has been about the green push.
Yeah, they don't want cows farting.
Exactly,
passing gas.
So now look at this. Charles is now king, but coronation may be months away. And let's talk about this coronation. Whenever a new person is being brought in as king or queen and the coronation begins, they have to do something like they have to go and to the stone of destiny. The stone of destiny. I'm gonna read this right here. The stone of destiny is an ancient symbol of Scotland's monarchy used for centuries in the inauguration of its king. Seen as a sacred object, its earliest origins are now unknown. We know where it's from. In 1296, King Edward I of England seized stone from the Scots and had it built into a new throne at Westminster. From then on, it was used in the coronation ceremonies of the monarchs of England and then Great Britain. On Christmas Day, 1950, 4 Scottish students removed it. They ended up taking it, and they ended up bringing it back at some point. In 1996, the stone was officially returned to Scotland. Today is one of the priceless treasures on display in the Crown Room, visited by millions of people each year. The stone will only leave Scotland again for the coronation in Westminster Abbey. The stone is displayed alongside the crown jewels in the royal palace in the east side of the Crown Square. Now, you know another name for the stone of destiny?
What is it?
The King David stone.
And where does the King David descend from?
Of Israel.
So
now,
what are they claiming to be?
So now look at this right. Did you know that the royal family
Latin times
consider themselves to be descendants of King David of Israel?
How is that so?
Now we know why that is. I'm gonna keep plugging this shit. If you go back to our video on Black Knight or our video on where we broke down the Golden Child, who are the Golden People. The people who are initially ruled Europe during this time were a particular chosen people. They were the people of the book.
Israel.
This is why you see the lion. This is why you see the unicorn. That is Judah and Ephraim.
Which would be your modern day?
Huh?
Which would be your modern day?
What?
Who would the
Oh yeah.
Who would the lion and the unicorn be?
Our theory is that Ephraim would be
Nigerian, which is Benin.
Yeah. And if you know what happened with Nigeria or the Benin kingdom, they sold a group of people. And people, you can make an argument that it was Judah. And if you go back to who Ephraim is, he is the son of Joseph, who was sold by his brother Judah.
So Judah is a diaspora.
Supposedly, yeah. So with this right here, the reason why they think they're descendants of the King David of Israel is because those people during that time said that they were descendants. This is why they had, like I said, the lion and the unicorn. Also, why they use certain colors that they use. A lot of those people back then, they knew they were family members. They knew they was cousins, and it got some incest happened because they believed they were a chosen people and they should not mix blood with lesser people.
But nowadays,
what?
They don't have a problem with intermingling.
Yeah, they didn't like mixing their blood with outside people, which was, it is what it is. But yeah, Queen Elizabeth and them believe that because they are usurpers, Queen Elizabeth and them, they are German. Their house is German. They were usurpers. They're not even German, but they're usurpers of Germany and of England, I guess you would say. They are not the original people. They're not the direct line. They are usurpers. As a matter of fact, how we know that they're
the serpent people.
How we know that is, where is this at? Did I delete it? This was Queen Elizabeth as a little girl doing the Hail Hitler symbol. We've seen her son, Harry, dressed in Nazi symbols.
Uniform.
They are German. They are Nazis. we talk about Nazi Germany, we already said that they were being supported by a lot of these industries like Ford and Hollywood in itself. A lot of these companies and businesses, oil giants, or they say railway giants back then, they were a part of Nazis. They were giving them the money to fund them.
It's a lot of Nazis in Argentina.
Yeah, a lot of them ran off there. South America in general. Matter of fact, is it what's it? Not Brazil? It's Argentina.
It's Argentina.
Where the Nazis are there. They have they have a cutout of most beautiful land.
Well, they tell you in the Bible they would be in the land of with the only in the best they go to.
If you look up Argentinian Nazis or Germans in Argentina. I think
they always live in a land flowing with milk and honey.
The allegedly they bought this land with the money they allegedly took from the Jewish people during the Holocaust. When you see this land, it is like a painting. The sun is right on it. It's this beautiful, lush green with these properties, mansions built. It's like out of a damn fantasy novel. And you go, how do you find this in the middle of Argentina?
Because they are who they are.
But yeah, that's who they really are. These are usurpers. But let's get back to this story here. The Mr. Green. Well, when we talk about Green, we're not even getting to that. I'm not even going to that. So he's part of the Great Reset, obviously. You see here, Prince Charles, he launched Great Reset project to rebuild the planet and break the coronavirus. Now I'm going to play a video of him expressing those sentiments.
Ladies and gentlemen, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the action required. We know.
Hold on, let me pause this for a second. Regina said Angela Davis was a proud communist. She speaks about it on YouTube while being interviewed by Julian Bond. Now the CR movement takes a whole new, different meaning to me. Critical race there. Black Panthers as well. Fred, what's his name? Fred
Hampton.
Fred Hampton. He was a communist. When I found that out, I looked back at history in general, Black history, and said, man, how many of these people were Nazis? I mean, well, not Nazis, was communists. Because Nazis were what we call fascists.
Martin Luther King was also labeled a communist.
He was labeled a communist. I don't remember Malcolm X being labeled a communist.
No, he ain't got as much dirt on him.
They didn't get that on him. But yeah, a lot of them were tied to communists, like I said. Communists.
Rainbow Coalition.
Matter of fact, Martin Luther King went to school, but a communist school was at
it wasn't Berkeley.
Cambridge. Huh?
They knew him to go to Berkeley.
No, he didn't go to Berkeley. I think he went to that. He went to learn at that think tank in Cambridge, I think. So, yeah. So they teach you how to lead movements. Matter for Black Lives Matter. They literally say we are trained Marxists, trained communists. We're trained to do this. We know how to. This is why you see people talk about these people that criticize Black people who criticize politicians. They'll say you need to learn how to mobilize.
Speaking of
communists are trained and learn and teach themselves how to mobilize movements to grow. They can't necessarily lead them, but they know how to mobilize them. Go ahead.
Speaking of a Marxist communist, have you noticed they ain't been talking about Kamala? She just disappeared.
Cause she's dead. She's dead to them. Like,
you know, I have to bring her and Angela Rye up every once in a while just to bring them up.
Kamala she's politically done. She's politically done. There's nothing she could do to save herself at this point. They putting Biden out there more than her.
Yeah, they are. They at one point they were putting her out there in the forefront, but they were like, "Damn."
They get worse and worse, so they just put him out there. If we're gonna be bad, might as well be bad with him,
not with the
person we want to run in 2024. We can't push her and make her look worse, so they just trying to protect her at this point. Let me get back to the video.
We know this will take trillions, not billions of dollars. We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green. Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector. With trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP, and with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders, it offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition. So,
economic transition. The Great Reset. Let me show one more video here, and we should play this one.
A golden opportunity to seize something good from this crisis. Its unprecedented shockwaves may well make people more receptive to big visions of change, and global crises like pandemics and climate change know no borders and highlight just how interdependent we are as one people sharing one planet. Over the past month or so, despite the ongoing crisis, I've been encouraged to see the growing calls for a green recovery. We need only look to the United Nations Secretary General, to the IMF, the EU, the Petersburg Climate Dialogue, the Canadian government, the COP26 Universities Network, and business leaders around the world to see this. And as we move from rescue to recovery, therefore, we have a unique but rapidly shrinking window of opportunity to learn lessons and reset ourselves on a more sustainable path. It is an opportunity we have never had before and may never have again. So we must use all the levers we have at our disposal, knowing that each and every one of us has a vital role to play. Everything I have tried to do and urge over the past 50 years has been done with our children and grandchildren in mind. So I can only encourage us all to think big and act now.
And these people, I guess what you would call at this point, are green Nazis. Sorry, green communists. That's what they are. They're communists. They're just green communists. Another thing, there's a book written, and I'm going to show the title, where basically these green communists, they found a way to connect capitalism and communism and mix it. So they still want to control the money, make their money, but they want you to be under a system where they control it. So it's almost like when you see companies like Wall Street, on Wall Street, they want a bailout. That's communism. That's Marxism. That's social welfare. That's communism. But you shouldn't get one because capitalism. Mm. So when you bail out a bank, that's communism, but they don't call it that. That's protecting capitalism. So that means you need you need communism to protect capitalism. Or should I say predatory capitalism, where you monopolizing all these companies and stuff. Prince Charles, once dismissed as a plant-talking oddball, takes his environmental bona fides to COP26. Well, now he's the king.
He's the king.
This is the book written. It's called Prince Charles. This is by Joan Vion, Sustainable Prince. This whole thing about her, this was written in 1997. She was saying then, he's into the environment stuff. He's a green freak. He is the one with all the power. He is the one who's pulling all the strings behind the scenes. Long before his mom died, he was already doing all the work. You can make an argument that Queen Elizabeth this whole time has just been a front, just standing there. She's just the face of it.
The cover of this book remind me of the movie Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, it does.
Has a very dark
I mean, people ask the question, is he the Antichrist?
Is he the Antichrist?
I mean, who will rule the new? Say this is the name. You see this little note right here. Who will rule the new world order? Prince Charles, the sustainable.
Very
prince.
dark and sinister.
So, but he's a part of all those global initiative operations. You know, he's obviously pretty sure he's some masturbation and all this stuff. This is from the official royal family. The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and Queen consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. 2.5 million likes. You got a whole country. There is such despair. People don't care. People roasting. Look at the Black Caucus.
Come on, you know the Black Caucus is gonna put out something.
Just when you think they can't be more blind, deaf and dumb. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the Queen Elizabeth and all of the United Kingdom. A remarkable reign for a remarkable woman. You know what? More than likely, she probably ran out of kids to feast off of to extend their life. Yeah, I said it.
Damn.
I said it. That's really what happened. The same reason why you mentioned during the COVID thing, all these people start looking so much older.
Like Don Lemon.
They gained 10, 20 years in a couple months. They went from being 45 looking 36. They went from
youthful looking to they looking like they age.
Yeah. Even older, a little older, some of them. you know, it bounced. Some of them it bounced on them real bad.
Now you can tell the ones that wasn't
They-
really participating in it or wasn't in it that bad, but the ones that was in it that bad,
You saw it.
they look rough.
They started looking like cat ladies. Some of them.
They started looking like dead corpses.
Yeah, they was barely alive. It looked like. So that's what happened to her. She just ran out. Okay. Look at this, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Messy Jesse. Look at Messy Jesse.
Farrakhan would say, "I told you he won't shit."
It is with profound sadness to learn about the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. My thoughts and prayers are with the entire royal family and the people of Great Britain.
I'm sure he done been to the Buckingham Palace a couple times.
You think he wasn't on Epstein's log, was he? He might have had his own log. He might got his own little operation going on.
I'm not gonna put those disparaging remarks on that black man.
Nigga, you just said. And somebody play this video here.
Scratching, shuffling, messy Jesse Jackson.
Messy Jesse Jackson.
Shuffling, messy Jesse Jackson. And keep. I am a somebody. I am a somebody. Keep hope alive.
Oh, that come from that infamous scene.
I don't rightly know who
Oh,
the
yeah,
hell I am.
Booty Call. You remember Booty Call
I
with
am
Vivica Fox and
somebody.
Jamie?
Yeah.
Because he had to act out roles to get her.
Yeah. That's why you acting like, what's his name?
He was acting like Jesse Jackson.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos slams professor for wishing Queen Elizabeth an excruciating death. So Jeff Bezos went on Twitter to a woman who was making comments about
Well, we know he's a
Queen
green
Elizabeth.
freak too.
Huh?
He's a green freak too.
He is.
He has a climate pledge arena here in Seattle.
Yep. And they
We're gonna talk about that later.
And yeah, did the hand scanning thing. This is what she said. Now keep in mind, this is the woman who was calling people a kata. So I mean, she kind of comes back to you. But I heard the chief monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire is finally dying. May her pain be excruciating.
Damn.
And Jeff Bezos responded, "This is someone who's supposedly working to make the world better? I don't think so."
Wow.
So Twitter deleted her tweet. for
I'm
saying
surprised they didn't suspend her account.
that. Well, you know, people don't like Queen Elizabeth, the royal family and stuff.
So they would have been suspending a lot of accounts.
Yeah, so they just deleted this particular because he responded to it. Now, she works for a college. Remember when people were trying to get her fired with the Akata thing? Well, now the college came out and made the school she works for, came out and made comments, but it's very untenured critical race theory professor doubles down on vile tweets of a queen's death, saying she feels disdain for the monarch and anyone expecting an apology can keep wishing upon a star.
Damn.
So
Stand on it.
So she's standing on it a little bit.
She couldn't stand on the Akata. But she's standing on that disdain for the queen bee.
Okay, hold on. Let me just get to this one. I'm going to show this real quick. Let me show this one first. Now, in this one right here, the actual school, they responded to this. Her actual job responded, and they made a statement. Now, she's untenured, which is interesting. Now, look, this is them. A statement regarding recent social media posts by, that's her name. We do not condone the offensive and objectionable message posted by her today on our personal social media account. Free expression is the core to the mission of higher education. However, the views she shared absolutely do not represent the values of an institution nor the standards of discourse we seek to foster. So they didn't fire her, but it came out and kind of, little slap. We don't.
They
like
gave a
this.
look.
Yeah, we
Slap
don't like
on the
this.
hand.
So you can't say what you want to say about. Are we ignoring what the royal family stand for? We're supposed to ignore it. So I wonder when.
Well, I guess they were saying get a woman a week
Well,
before you start going
it's a
in
different.
on her.
This wasn't internal. If this was internal, this was a black person that passed away that did some stuff we might didn't like. You give it a little time. You don't have to pay that respect to other groups. Like you see where somebody said black Twitter, Irish Twitter, Indian Twitter today showed them dancing. And this dude right here said, and boy, it took some serious to bring black and Indian Twitter back together after that crazy in her gate. Yeah, that was There was a video of some Indian people dancing in a room, and a black dude quote tweeted the video and said, "I know it smelled crazy in there," and dumb Indians. For a couple of days, they were just going.
He wasn't lying though.
In on the
He wasn't lying about he know it's smelling crazy in there.
They was going in on niggas. I'm gonna show you one of the messages that they call. They call black people night skin. Let me try to show it. It should be right here at the top. Here you go. Now look at this one. This is one of the Indians. Even though some of these people were white, and they just changed their profile to just get in on it. She said, "How dare you, you jungle monkey, you swarthy, smelly, night skinned nigger."
Looks like she knows who you are.
How dare you open your fat, rim-encrusted, menthol-smoking mouth to speak on the affairs of the beacon of civilization?
She did her research because black people do like menthol.
This is how you know it's not an Indian person. It's not an Indian person, it's a white person. The Republic of India, you are a monkey. Indian army will kill you apes by the bunch. Okay, listen. First off, the fact that she referred to niggas as swarthy kind of, I was like, oh, so y'all using the old English now. Swarthy and Tawny. Who the real Swarthy and Tawny? We were talking about that earlier with Queen Elizabeth, them saying the descendant of King David. No, it was the Swarthys and the Tawnies that was there, as they described by, what's his name? What's the dude who did electricity? Not Albert Einstein. What's his name? George Washington.
George Washington did the electricity?
No, Travis. I'm talking about the balloon, the test he did.
Oh.
But George Washington said that when he wrote a letter, he said that they didn't want to bring too many immigrants to America because he didn't want it to turn into the same thing in Europe, like Germany and all those places, comparable to like Africa, swarthy and tawny. So he was saying just like Africa, Germany, a lot of England, France, and all those places were swarthy and tawny at the time. So that's according to him. All right, now we're gonna go forward. This is this is right here. The world's largest diamond, Cullinan diamond, was stolen from Africa and placed in pieces and put on the British sovereign crown, royal scepter, and the rest of the royal jewel collection. The British claimed it was given to them as a symbol of friendship and peace, yet it was during colonialism. And this one right here just kind of show who they are. This type of comment to get people smacked. Another person pointed out how the jewels were stolen. As you can see here, they pointed out the jewels were stolen. Look at this white woman. She said, "You really thought it was a good idea to tweet this today? And who stole your morals and your decency? Maybe you were never fit for those treasures." She said in another post, maybe that's why God allowed those jewels to be taken. And that's when I noticed a lot of white people in America, they have tied their patriotism and Christianity together as one. So anything that America does is because God allows it.
He did though.
But listen, not in the way they think. They think it's been done because they're righteous and they are the police of the world and they're the ones that can, the moral authority of the world. Really, it's because you are like, they like the prison guards in the prison. They just there to do what need to be done to the people that did something wrong. They're not the righteous people. They're just there because somebody hired them to do a particular job.
That's a good comparison.
The Most High is the damn warden. They are just the COs. That's it. All right, let's
helping people finish out their punishment, their sentence.
I mean, if you think about it, America in itself is like a prison. It's like a prison for a certain group of people. Everybody else don't have to deal with the same scrutiny as this group of people. It's only a prison for you. And this woman here, she was asking for Queen Elizabeth to pay her debt to her in person. That wouldn't happen, but she was just talking her shit. She was getting her shit off.
She know that won't gonna happen.
And somebody made sure to tweet it out today. They said, "My grandmother just turned 97." And she said, "Uh-oh, she outlived the queen."
Oh, that same woman?
No, not her, another person. Oh. Like they grandmother outlived.
Like, I won't go until she's dead.
She died. Like, what's his name from Cuba?
Fidel Castro.
He said, "I'm not going to die until America
is falling."
Trump won. He died.
He's like, this thing is been wrapped up.
This is the EFF. This is basically them going through the history of South Africa and the royal family, the monarchy. So basically they pointed out, y'all did a lot of raggedy stuff to us. We feel no sympathy. We don't want to. We're not mourning her loss. But it was the freedom fighters. The freedom fighters are the ones who are trying to kick white people out of the country. Remember, they're the ones that took all the land from the farmers.
Yep.
But then some of these countries did the same thing, and they don't know how to farm, so they had to ask the white people to come back. Oh, that was so embarrassing.
Even the where is it at? It's another country, so they waiting on the Indian.
Oh yeah,
they wanted India.
That was
people to come back.
I think that was Ghana. I think that was Pastor Darby talking about that. He said that they were sitting there with all this field, this land. He was like, "What y'all gonna do with this?" He said, "We're waiting on the Indians to come back. The Indians good at this." He was like, "You can do it yourself. Like, why are you waiting on the Indians?"
But you come over there and you try to do the farming.
You're capitalizing off of them.
You're capitalizing off of African. You're stealing their resources.
Liz Truss mocked. This funny is, this right here was the last prime minister that Queen Elizabeth met, Liz Truss. He had met her a day before she died, if I'm not mistaken. And this just so happened to this same woman, she has a tweet out that they're mocking where she said, "Rip Jimmy Savile, tweets that still live after 11 years." So Jimmy Savile, if you don't know, was a notorious, I don't even know if he was just a pedophile. He was just a deviant. He everything. Old people, sick
young,
people, mentally
children,
challenged people,
men, women.
It didn't matter. Kids. He was just sick. Used to see Jimmy Savile at the Flying Pizza on Street Lane, Round Hay, always in good spirits. Rip. Whenever I see them talk about pizzas and it just so happens
It's
that
a
the
red
dude they
flag.
associated with was a pedophile, it kind of brings more and more credence to what that pizza really stands for.
She didn't say what toppings she wanted on the pizza.
No, she didn't do that. She didn't say what toppings she was having, yeah. Now I want to show a quick video of what's going on in Mexico. We talked about this, what was it, 2 weeks ago maybe?
Yeah.
We talked about how in Mexico a lot of white people, or they'll say Americans, are moving to Mexico. And it's causing the price of living to go up. And a lot of, they're changing their, go ahead.
Well, it's doing the opposite here.
What you mean?
Mexicans are coming here working under the table, and it's causing the wages to go down because of cheap labor.
Which in case due rate, that kind of is
it's a negative for the citizens that live here, because then you're not going to get hired because we can go out and get cheap labor to do this.
I'm saying if they're driving down the wages in a certain type of way, it is raising expenses of living too. Because if you're getting paid less because there's people willing to work for less, then things are more expensive because you're getting paid less. So what the same thing happening here is kind of happening there, except the reason why their prices are going up is because these white people are coming there and they're building Pilates and
talking about colonialism. It's not.
It is. It is, ain't it? Let me show
No,
you.
it's not. Well, what are they doing to us here?
Let me play it.
This is what some Mexicans are calling modern colonialism. The heavy influx of Americans moving to Mexico City to take advantage of lower living
What up, Motown? What up?
costs. Other locals are calling it gentrification, a plague, or even an invasion.
Wait!
Behind you!
Oh my God!
You're thinking of moving.
Invasion. So y'all crossing through the water, get to the border, entering through the country. That's not an invasion. That's seeking asylum.
Well, the white people are seeking asylum, ain't they?
But
They
white
kinda get
people
away from
going
it.
to your country legally is an invasion. Colonialism.
When they're saying they're doing it because they have money, so they're coming in and they're changing
They're not changing
the
anything.
environment through their money.
Your country, your city is allowing them to change the environment because
Well,
they
ain't it
see
the
this
same thing
as
in America?
money.
That's the same thing in America, right? They're allowing them in through the border. and they're
Okay, then.
changing
So
the
it's an
environment.
even Steven.
Well, it's still an
Yes,
invasion.
y'all switching off. Y'all coming over here and the white people going over there. So now that white people are going to Mexico, are y'all going to stay your asses in Mexico now?
Well, we already seen they sent billions of dollars back. They sending billions of dollars back to Mexico, so they're not.
And not only that,
they're not really staying. They're coming over here, getting some money, sending it back, and going home.
everything is everything is in English and Spanish.
But here they're changing a lot of their Spanish to English.
Well, you know what they told us? Become bilingual. So y'all got to learn how to speak English over there.
Moving to Mexico City? Wow. One simple recommendation. Gentrification.com. Gentrification is the name of the game.
Critics say the flood of Americans has caused an increase in the cost of basic necessities for locals. Rent has more than doubled for some. This is not to mention that Mexico City residents already spend an average of 60% of their income on housing.
The same people moving are the same ones who complain when immigrants come to America. And of course, natives are upset, as they should be.
Many Americans moving to Mexico City are working remotely and still getting paid in US dollars. Some locals have benefited from increasing.
Hold on.
Why is she worried about them?
Hold on. So that's the hustle. So what they're doing is people that's working from home because they don't have to be in work, they're just going to another country and still getting paid in US dollars. So it's like a extended vacation for them. They're in another country working remotely, still making the money they're making in US dollars. I mean, that's kind of messed up, ain't it?
No.
It's not? So that
Do
means
you
you
ever
shouldn't
get
be
on
complaining
phone?
about what's going on in America then.
Huh?
You shouldn't be complaining about what's going on in America if you're okay with that.
What? They're legally going to Mexico. The Mexicans that are coming to America are coming here illegally.
Not most.
Yes, it is most.
It's most.
It's most. Are you kidding me? You're not serious, are you?
No.
Tourism, but for many, that doesn't balance out rising costs and inflation. Mexicans are also fed up with Americans ignoring cultural and social norms.
If y'all can see my face right now, what I just did, really.
Cultural and social norms?
Ignoring the cultural and social norms.
And some complain that in certain places, English is more common than Spanish. Local businesses are being forced to shut.
What's the name of that YouTube channel with the council people? That town?
Carpentersville.
Carpentersville. Go watch Carpentersville.
Hilarious.
On YouTube, and there you'll be like, they saying the same thing.
This is why this up here? What the? I didn't put this up here.
I ain't put it up there either.
Okay. Let's move on to this. Crisis in Jackson shows how climate change is threatening water supplies.
So they blaming climate change on the water crisis in Jacksonville.
That's kind of what it is, ain't it? The crisis that has hit Jackson, Mississippi, highlights the fragility of water systems across the country that will increasingly vulnerable to the effects of climate change in the coming years. As rainfall of historic proportion flooded Mississippi's Pearl River, a key pump at the O.B. Curtis Water Treatment Plant, which survives the capital city with its drinking water, was unable to keep up, causing a severe drop in water pressure. Some 150,000 residents were left without safe drinking water. Although water pressure has been restored, a boiling water notice remains in effect. Historic flooding and record droughts are already stressing water systems across the country, but as the threats of infrastructure posed by climate change intensify, experts warn that what could happen in Jackson may be just the beginning. I want to show one part. I want to read one part. In Jackson alone, some estimates put the cost to repair the city's water system in the billions, but that is still just a fraction of the challenge on a national level. A 2020 study estimates that $2.2 trillion needs to be invested over the next 2 decades to address the infrastructure shortfalls. Much of it will need to come from the federal government, according to the study.
How much money they just sent to?
They just sent
Ukraine?
$2 trillion to Ukraine,
But they couldn't send it to
the United States.
Couldn't give it to Jacksonville, Mississippi to fix their water.
No, 2.2 trillion could fix the country.
I mean billion. Sorry.
We don't know how much billion it would cost. But I said this a few months ago. I said that America's infrastructure is going to fail. I was talking about the public transportation, and you spewed me down for some reason trying to defend America transportation system versus somewhere like China or Singapore.
Well, yeah, we saw what China tried to do. They tried to do a double-decker bus, and it failed.
What about Singapore?
Oh, you bigging up Singapore because they got damn they have like a where you know how if you go to a link or train, they have it where there's a yellow line and tell you don't cross the yellow line. Well, they have an actual wall to prevent you from like accidentally falling or doing something like that. And I just said it's common sense. Don't get too close.
People do it though.
Well, and they have consequences for you doing what you did.
But why not just put a wall there like them?
Because we're not children.
No, because this country is cheap and broke.
Common sense.
The infrastructure is pitiful. The water system across the country is failing.
Hold on, I ain't gonna let you shit on my country.
Oh, here it go. Here the patriotism now, y'all. Go ahead. Okay. Leave that alone. So now, this right here, this is hold on, let me let this load. Yeah, this is the person who is showing their water in Jackson, Mississippi. Now, this is the white person. This is the area that's supposed to not have to deal with this, as she pointed out in her replies.
Is
Look
that
at the
shit?
water.
Is that shit water coming out of the faucet?
That's sewer water, I think. I
That's
don't know.
shit water then.
So it's like,
or feces water.
And that's not boilable.
They got coffee coming out of their water spout.
Yeah, that's what they call it. They call it light coffee. Light coffee. So she said she live in a place that is not supposed to happen, but it's still happening.
It ain't decaffeinated. It's regular.
All right. Stacey, now remember, we're gonna go back to this too. Mason, Tennessee.
Oh, Mason,
remember,
Tennessee.
In May, when the Comptroller tried to come in and take over the city's financials, and there was a little bit of pushback. It got a little bit of public, well, at least on social media, got a little bit of pushback across social media and in the real world. People were against it. People talked about it, and then they came in May and said they came to an agreement. And some people was like, "Well, what was the agreement? What did they give up some power? What did they do?" Well, now the Comptroller is saying, as of now, that they're taking this shit over. Tennessee Comptroller tells Town of Mason that oversight will continue. According to Comptroller's office, a recent audit found 17 issues to be resolved.
What were the 17 issues?
A majority black community in rural West Tennessee, adjacent to the site of the future multi-billion-dollar Ford auto plant, will remain under the financial oversight of the state's comptroller, despite an agreed-upon goal that oversight would end August 31st. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they said that they would stop this oversight when they pay back the loan money.
They did.
And they changed they tried to change how much money they got to pay back, but they changed the amount back to a number they could do, and they're supposed to get out of their hair, and if they don't pay it on time, then they're supposed to come back and take it over. But they never left. The dispute involving Mason gained widespread public attention this spring once the Tennessee Comptroller took the unusual step of urging residents and elected leaders to relinquish the town's charter, ending its existence as a self-governed community. Mason's leaders refused. They acknowledged the town was deeply in debt, but questioned the timing of the Comptroller's request. Now, keep in mind, before the mayor and the deputy mayor they had now, it was all white. It was ran by white people. They all ended up getting out of office. Now the black people get in, and now here he come with, y'all in debt. We need to take this over to fix this. Just ahead of Ford Motor Company's planned build of a $5.6 billion electric vehicle plant that is expected to financially reinvigorate surrounding communities, including Mason. Town leaders filed suit suggesting racial discrimination also played a role. Mason is led by a majority black slate of elected officials who inherited debt from a previous majority white administration, in its allegation that Power has flatly denied. So, as you can see, they still kept it over, but Mason's leaders must meet 4 key requirements before its financial independence is restored, according to August 10th letter sent by the Comptroller's office to Mason Mayor Emmett Golden and the Board of Aldermen. Complete a rare study of its water treatment plant. Mason officials must work with the state wastewater regulators to complete a rare study for the town's rate study for the town's water treatment plant, which has anticipated future expenses that are not likely to be covered by the current rates charged to customers. So these are the things now they got to do all this extra stuff. Before we just pay your debt. Since the letter, Mason officials have worked with the Comptroller to resolve the issues of the NAACP donations. Rivers said NAACP has provided the Comptroller with dates. The funds will be deposited with the town and accepted their projected budget. All because of that damn Ford auto plant.
They're not going to let them go.
They're not letting it go.
They actually want y'all to move.
They want to take it over. Yeah, they want to just absorb it into another community. As you see here, they will control it indefinitely. So, it is what it is.
Are they going to fight? Are they going to lay down? Or what they going to do?
They got to fight. They still got to go through it and see how it ends. Now, this is AB 2296 Task Force to study and develop reparations proposal for African Americans. This is out in California. You know that the task force they're doing in California about reparations for Black Americans. Well, this guy here, he put forth a legislation that he wants it to be pushed back till 2024 rather than 2023. Right now, the task force has to put together some documents and have it put out by July 1st, 2023. He wants them to have, you see right here, he said this bill will remove the specified term of the office of appointees and instead subject the appointees to removal at the pleasure of their appointing authority. The bill would authorize the task force by majority vote to elect officials, officers, and create advisory bodies and subcommittees to accomplish its duties. The bill would require the task force to submit at least one report. The bill will place any report of the task force within the public domain and will provide that the state in California retains no copyright or other proprietary interest in the information. The bill would extend the operation of these provisions and amend by the bill until July 1st, 2024. So he wants to push it back a year. Are you in agreement?
I said no.
Now you agree?
And I think I might agree.
Why would you agree?
I don't know. Well, he's saying he's trying to set stuff in proper order so it will relinquish. I guess it's kind of like delegating more things to people.
Yeah.
And he feel like it's going to run more smoothly versus it being on people and
9 people.
Yeah.
You think so? You think you agree with this? You think it should pass?
I just feel like they up to something. They just keep pushing it back. What are they up to? What are they really up to? Pretty much.
Hold on.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Regina. It was stuck on one screen the whole time. She was stuck on the Queen screen. My fault. The Queen banner or photo still hasn't moved throughout the different stories. It's just on purpose. My computer. No, I'm sorry. I forgot to hit the button. All right. Well, yeah. So you agree with them extending it? Him extending it?
I'm not for sure. I got to think about it more.
Nigga, you had 3 days to think about it.
3 days. I had 2.
I'm sorry, 2.
I haven't quite come to a decision yet.
Okay. He ain't figured out.
You done had the damn screen on 6 topics past.
Yeah. Well,
what's going on with you today?
I ain't reading. I mean, we was talking. So I mean, you know, it is what it is. We'll be all right. Next part of this, I want to show.
Ever since we done got these new microphones, you've been tripping.
Here you go. Dozens of stores getting Amazon Palm biometric readers nationwide. Now, what's funny is Amazon was building a lot more stores and warehouses until recently. They starting to abandon a lot of those projects because people are shopping less, at least right now, online. Either they ain't got the money or people are going to actual stores.
They're not going to actual stores. They ain't got the money.
People are going to actual stores too. Chep, you can't
know
just
this for
use
sure?
what you see as an example.
Anybody in the comment section going
country.
out and shopping for clothes in stores and malls?
You think people only buy clothes online?
Mostly people just buy clothes online, dude.
So people don't buy
why you
that
think
many
Macy's closing? Why you think all these other places are closing?
Retail in
JC
general
Penney's,
is
because
closing.
nobody is going there shopping.
Retail in Walmart is the only thing left.
And they hanging on by a damn thread.
No, they ain't hanging on
That's
by
why
a
they
thread.
trying to venture out and do more stuff like Amazon, ordering online, having stuff delivered to you. That's what they eventually want to do.
They already doing it.
Somewhat. It's nowhere near Amazon.
Yes, it is. People just don't use it.
It's nowhere near Amazon.
But these palm readers, as we say, this will quickly turn into a social credit system or a social credit tool, where you'll have a situation where they already got you away from they already got us away from cash. Most people don't walk around with cash in their pockets. Now they want to get rid of credit cards in general. It's not enough to get rid of cash. So you see here, according to the reporting of Consumer Tech Publication and Gadget, at least 65 Whole Foods in the state will install palm payment electric, enabling shoppers to pay for groceries by holding their hands over the black reader bolted to the edge of the register bed. It will be connected to a pad displaying orders. The service was called One. Until recently, it was deployed in 4 Whole Foods stores in tech and fashion hubs in Los Angeles, New York, and Seattle, and Austin. Coming soon, according to the article, are locations in San Francisco Bay Area, Orange County, Santa Cruz, Malibu, Santa Monica, and Sacramento. Los Angeles will get more terminals.
They've been doing this. They slowly got you off of the dollar, the money. Now you don't carry money around. You mostly just have your debit card on you. Now they're trying to get the debit card off of you.
They want you to get
and put everything in your hand now.
RFID chip. That's what they want, really. They want you to get the chip.
So like you said, we coming closer and closer to that social score.
Exactly.
And some of us is going to be...
You going to the store. How they'll sell it at first, it'll be for something convenient.
Is food stamps going to be on your hand too?
I don't know. They're going to try to sell it as something convenient at first. You got a DUI and you go into a store and try to buy alcohol. Oh, no, sir. Sorry. You have a strike on your... We can't let you buy alcohol. That seems like, well, okay. Then it's going to turn into, oh, sir, you believe these things publicly, social views or whatever, politically? We can't let you buy at this store in particular. Your money has been taken out of your account. Your account is frozen. Tell of 2 nations building out their biometric surveillance capabilities, the U.S. and China.
Of course it would be those 2.
That's the social credit score, right? That's what it is. That's what China has. That's why I'm showing this right here, because they're going to copy them. But we want to be really honest. There's a certain group here in America that's already bought and sold to China, and they're just going to implement what they want. And that's just how it's going to go. I just want to show this quick one. Metaverse 3D Vixen makes over $100,000 a year creating adult content in just her avatar. See, that's what the metaverse gets you.
You want to go be in the metaverse with her? It wouldn't be cheating.
Why you keep bringing it up, man?
That's what you said.
YouTube announces new misinformation measures for midterm elections.
They're already setting the shit up, so we gonna get flagged. Letting you know.
Boy, you telling me everything that happens in real life, they're gonna create policies around it to control how you talk about it.
There's no freedom of speech anymore. You can't say what you want to say. It's crazy. So and it's very convenient that they make it around midterm election time, because they're saying you're going to be influencing people to not vote for people because
of misinformation.
Exactly.
But now we got to decide is, I'm going to read this first. Google-owned video giant YouTube has announced intentions to adjust its content algorithm even more to prioritize content in favors about this November midterm congressional elections in the name of combating misinformation. At YouTube, we're constantly working to make sure we can get a reliable source of timely news and information, the company claims in the September 1st blog post. That's why over the years we built policies, systems, and teams to raise authoritative content and limit the spread of harmful misinformation. The work is especially critical when it comes to supporting elections around the world. The first example of this work is that searches from midterm-related videos will prioritize content coming from authoritative, national, or local news sources like PBS NewsHour, the Wall Street Journal, Univision, and local ABC, CBS, and NBC affiliates, despite the left-wing bias of most mainstream media outlets. The post details some innocuous-sounding features such as information panels with voter registration information, but also reveals that if it is removing election content that violates our policies, including misleading voters on how to vote, encouraging interference in the democratic process, inciting violence, or advancing certain types of election misinformation. Now, let me ask this question. When it says encouraging interference in the democratic process, so that if I tell somebody not to vote, am I interfering in the democratic process?
Yes.
So my video can be stricken, my channel can be taken down for saying don't vote.
Yes.
So if I say, hey, black people, they ain't doing nothing for you, don't vote for them.
You are persuading.
They can say I'm persuading voters with misinformation and my channel to be removed.
Yep.
For misinformation. Okay.
So expect to see a lot of videos
get hit.
Get hit.
We might be gone this November.
November. October.
I don't know. YouTube insisted that this will be enforced consistently for everyone, regardless of the speaker's public figure status or their political viewpoint. So I would imagine if you're one of those right-winger YouTube channels that talk about politics, you're telling people that the Democrats are this and that, and you're bashing them, they might get you up out of here.
Might
this midterm. So they seem not to want y'all conservatives on their platform. So heads up.
Look, Google left-wing political preferences on topics from abortion to transgenderism and COVID-19.
We already know that was in there.
Those are the big fish. Can't talk about them.
Conservatives argue that the manipulative and political information by the world's most powerful communication platform is a major threat to the free and fair election in the United States, especially when done at the behest of an already in power. So they just gonna do the same thing with the elections that they did with COVID.
Prior, yeah.
What they did with COVID, they're gonna do it with the election. If you say something they don't like,
they're getting you up out of here.
Yeah. Smartphone app can detect COVID-19 infection in your voice.
So if your voice is a little
voice
raspy and a little shaky.
So they did a study, and what they found was this right here did better than their other tests that they had to see if you had COVID. It came out at a higher percentage chance correct. How much power are they going? Remember I showed you that video of them showing the phone blowing a candle out?
Yes.
And how he did it was he downloaded the app and the phone can shoot
air,
electric currents.
Yeah.
They go back and forth and vibrate. The sound vibrates, so it causes the candles to blow out.
Yeah.
How long before the phones can do stuff that you think it can't do?
Well, it already talked to you.
That's a good point. It already knows what you're thinking.
Yeah. Based on your search histories and
recommend you stuff.
What you look up, it already knows you. It already knows you.
It knows you. Yeah. Sometimes it get you wrong a lot too. It'll
like
recommend
what?
you some shit that you never thought. You're like, what the hell is this?
Like what?
I'm just saying something random. You get recommended some things sometimes. I'm not talking about buying stuff. I'm talking about.
I don't get recommended weird stuff.
You don't?
No.
So what about when you saw that video of the when you were looking up a dish and a damn Chinese woman was showing up with nothing on? By the way, there's a YouTube video where the thumbnail is an Asian woman
showing her monkey.
Showing the monkey is out in a thumbnail.
I was looking up pork. I don't eat pork, but it was for work.
Yeah.
I think I was looking up just randomly looking up pork stir-fry recipes.
Yeah.
And she popped up.
And it's like YouTube don't take it down.
No, it's still there, I think.
It's just up. And it's just like, but we upload certain things and we
flagged immediately.
It's crazy.
Or they go back 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, something. Yeah.
When they want to get you out of here, that's what they do.
Yeah. Like you see here, it said Biden remaking climate team picks John Podesta to guide spending. John Podesta, that's one of Clinton's people. Hillary,
one of the Clinton boys,
and obviously Obama. He's somebody who he's also tied into that. You know that little girl, Magdalene McCann, the little girl that went missing in Europe. There's a picture. Somebody drew a picture of the people they think did it.
He was one of them.
It was John Podesta and his brother. I don't know, but let's look at this. President Joe Biden on Friday appointed John Podesta, a veteran Washington insider who spearheaded the Obama administration's climate strategy, to oversee the federal investment of $370 billion in clean energy under the landmark new climate law. A senior advisor to Biden on clean energy innovation, Podesta will shape how the government distributes billions of dollars to the tax. Wait, did they spell that wrong? Disperses. That disperses?
Yes.
I think they spelled it wrong. Billions of dollars in tax credits and incentives to the industry that are developing wind and solar energy, as well as to consume who wants to install solar panels, heat and cool their homes with electric heat pumps, or buy electric vehicles. In addition to the time in the Obama administration, Podesta 73 served as chief of staff to President Bill Clinton, who was the chair of Hillary Clinton's unsuccessful campaign for president in 2016, He founded the Center for American Progress. That's important. Ain't that the same place that's tied to Abrams, Stacey Abrams? Or was it
American
another one?
Progress?
It was another one who was tied to that for voter fraud in Georgia. I might be wrong. A left-leaning think tank and now chair of his own board from the perch. Podesta is informally being advising the Biden administration, pushing the White House to be more aggressive in climate change. The Green Mafia, the Green Communists, is still here, and Biden just taking Obama's workers and putting them in office. It really is Obama putting his own people back in power, but you know.
Cause see the
if we say that in 2 more months, we gone.
It ain't even 2 more months, because if we say it now and they start going looking at videos,
yeah,
it's gonna get flagged.
California Senate passes radical pro-abortion bill effectively legalizing infanticide. So Assembly Bill 2223 allows anyone to commit abortions by any means. Through all 9 months of pregnancy, California Right to Life Outreach Director Mary Rose Short told LifeSite News in a Thursday email. Even if the baby is born alive, the bill penalizes state authorities who investigate infant deaths, effectively legalizing infanticide. I'm going to just go down to what it says. It says, be subject to civil or criminal liability or penalty or otherwise deprived of their right under the article based on their actions or omissions with respect to their pregnancy or actual, potential, or alleged pregnancy outcome, including miscarriage, stillbirth, or abortion, or prenatal death due to causes that occurred in utero. The earlier version of the measure had ended after prenatal death, leading to pro-life attorneys to warn that the measure could effectively legalize the murder of a child even after it has been born, since prenatal could mean any time between one week and 2 years of age. Remember in Virginia? Remember when Alex Jones, he said there was a governor in Virginia who was defending what they call it, full-term abortion, and saying that the babies, they don't kill them, they keep them comfortable, and then they take them and they make them comfortable and they basically sell them. And people saying he was lying. And then people went and watched the video, and that's exactly what he was saying. Matter of fact, the woman who went and defended it to the court, the judge asked her, so if a woman come in about to have the baby, the baby's coming, not just, and she decides, I want to get an abortion right now, would that be okay? And she said yes.
Wow.
So that's the same thing they're trying to do in California, apparently.
Trying to do. They're going to do it.
It's already done. I guess you're right. Now, this is a defense one. This is the military, U.S. military. After Roe, we do have options to avoid anti-abortion states, Army chief says. So the Army chief, who's dealing with lower numbers because people aren't able to pass their tests, physical, mental, any of their tests really, so they have less people joining the Army for that reason. Then in general, people are just not as supportive of the military. He's
no patriotism.
He's saying there are people who join the military and are wanting to deny being stationed in states that have anti-abortion laws.
Is it a lot of people in the military having sex with one another and getting abortions?
That's the only thing I can take from it.
Why else would you not want to be in a state where they have abortions?
So the U.S. Army is coming out and said, look, you can't join the Army and say you're not going to be stationed in those states, but you can act. And this is the same military that's, doing drag parties, giving their kids, giving their members sensitivity training about transgender people in the military. So not surprising that they're not battling these people. Be accommodating of them all, as they say. U.S. monkeypox outbreak is slowing as vaccines become more accessible, health official says. A White House health official said that the monkeypox outbreak has slowed significantly since July as vaccination efforts have ramped up. The U.S. is still battling the largest monkeypox outbreak in the world with nearly 21,000 cases reported across 50 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico, according to the CDC. The U.S. has administered more than 460,000 monkeypox vaccine doses so far, according to the data from 35 states. It's slowing down, I guess, Travis.
They say it's slowing down.
You say it's slow. You don't trust them?
You get your mind off of it.
Meet Joe Biden's monkeypox czar, a gay doctor in drag who wants to dismantle stigma.
What does it say on their shirt?
But I'm not allowed to say it. It ain't me that keep tying it to that.
Is he dressed like a dog?
I don't know. I thought it was a Mickey Mouse.
Let's stop HIV together. But we talking about.
No, I don't think this rally is about that.
Monkeypox.
I don't think this rally is about that. Has a long history of working in public health to issues pertaining to the LGBT community, and now he's helping lead the Biden administration response to ongoing monkeypox outbreak. Isn't he has a 4-star military member who's a transgender, right? What's his name?
Yeah, the white dude,
the white guy. Gave him a
shaved bald head. Yeah,
yeah,
we saw him.
Well, that's 2 then, because there's another one with glasses and hair.
This one don't got hair. The one I'm talking about.
Biden
the one with the glasses and hair. You talk. He's in Virginia. He's some type of government. He's some type of government person.
Yeah.
He won. The one you talking about? He got long hair and glasses.
Yeah. That's the one who's a 4-star.
No,
yeah, position as a 4-star. Yeah.
The one who got the 4-star is he bald. He don't got no.
I don't know. U.S. may expand monkeypox vaccine eligibility to men with HIV. U.S. officials are considering broadening recommendations for who gets vaccinated against monkeypox. So those people who got HIV, they're not allowing them to be vaccinated for monkeypox?
Yes.
Did you read this one?
I didn't read all of it.
And what did you get from it?
I got from it that they're expanding.
What I just read?
Pretty much what you read. That's what I got from it.
Okay, U.S. officials are considering broadening recommendations for who gets vaccinated. Driving the discussion, a study released Thursday showing that a higher than expected share of monkeypox infections are in people with other sexually transmitted infections. Dr. John T. Brooks, Chief Medical Officer for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's monkeypox outbreak response, said that the report represents a call to action. Okay,
Dr. Rachel Levine becomes the nation's first transgender 4-star officer. Yeah, that's the one that got the blonde hair.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Gray hair with the glasses. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. Currently, the CDC recommends the vaccine to people who are close contact with someone who has monkeypox, people who know a sexual partner was diagnosed in the past 2 weeks, and gay or bisexual men who have multiple sexual partners in the last 2 weeks in the area with known virus spread. Man, oh man, they keep tying it to it, but we're not allowed to say what it really is. Just like with COVID, monkeypox is leaving working class people in financial ruin. One of the people was this guy here. He set up a GoFundMe. Things started to look up for Angelo Perry this summer. After months of interviews, he finally landed a job so badly wanted a warehouse near his home in Atlanta. But just a few days later, he woke up with a high fever and chills. His bed sheets drenched in sweat. His condition worsened from there, and soon he had a pain so severe.
This was all in July too. Have you noticed all these stories are in July?
Yeah, had a pain so severe he could barely go to the bathroom or even sit down. He went to the hospital where he tested positive for monkeypox. He set up a GoFundMe.
Why should people?
It look bad, man. It look bad.
Why should people give a GoFundMe to people who decide to participate in these lifestyles, knowing that the end result is diseases? Why should they get money for it? I'm not trying to tell people what they should and what they shouldn't do with your money, but I am trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do with your money.
Trying to tell them what they should and shouldn't do with their money.
It's what decisions have outcomes.
Well,
right?
Yeah. Well, he got 2,000.
And you remember the girl, the first girl that came out with the case of it?
Yeah.
She set up a GoFundMe for.
Yeah, this is the one
she almost got hers.
She got almost 20,000 in a month. Get your money, man.
And these are Atlanta residents. Not Atlanta, Georgia. Let me be clear.
Regina said, it's funny how RFID chip technology was considered a conspiracy. We're living out the Truman Show via the Minority Report, implemented by the Revenge of the Nerds, the leaders, yeah.
All good movies.
Oh, good movie. Truman Show definitely is a totally different movie when you get older.
Revenge of the Nerds too.
Yeah, those movies are totally different when you get older, especially Truman. But yeah, this is another picture of the person who's in the monkeypox czar, the person who's controlling this stuff. This is who this is. Oh God, here we go with that.
Wow.
Well, not gonna be able to hope they don't get hit.
How can you take a person seriously? How can you take him seriously?
Yeah, I don't know. When he's putting it on his social media, yeah. We talked about this thing I never heard about.
Prep.
It's a
pre-exposure
prophylaxis, HIV pre-exposure prophylaxis drug that basically is taken by people to not get HIV. So basically, it's a drug. It's like taking a what they call
It's like taking birth control.
Birth control. It's like birth control for HIV. Stop getting HIV. But so this came into the news because of monkeypox. Because they were pointing out how when they're trying to do the black and brown people are suffering more from monkeypox, and they pointing out, and black and brown people also aren't getting this PrEP drug. They're not getting this drug.
So shouldn't that tell you that this lifestyle is not for you if you have to take a pill to participate in that lifestyle?
Texas judge rules employers shouldn't be required to cover HIV PrEP.
I agree.
Now this was under the Obama, what they call Obamacare.
Of course, Obama will have that under his.
No, it was under the name of the provision was pre-existing. What do they call it? Pre-existing something. Basically, preventative drugs was in it. It wasn't necessarily just this. It was preventative drugs.
Yeah.
You think Obama?
Of course, Obama will have that under his
preventative drugs. So basically, the judge said we're not going to make these companies or employers pay to cover this because of a lifestyle choice you chose, because it breaks their religious beliefs.
Exactly.
So I said, as soon as it got in the media,
they shut it down, and you know it was going to be Texas.
Of course, it was Texas first. Your federal judge rules that employers can refuse to cover HIV prevention drugs on religious grounds. The Affordable Care Act, or Obama Act, requires insurance plans to cover PrEP, but a judge in Texas decided that violates employers' religious freedom. But and even go here to Breitbart. Was you reading this one? What the?
No.
Okay. What just happened?
Don't know what happened. Just go to the.
Okay. Oh, that's the movie they got coming out. That's that movie about Hunter Biden. Wells Fargo, Target, Citibank, Hewitt Packard sponsored child drag performances.
This is what it was all about. You remember they had that little boy that was going to
bars and
drag shows, and he even went on what's the name of that show with Michael Strahan?
Is it I know you're talking about.
We talked about that like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
The little boy was sashaying up to the damn.
And Michael Strahan was just sitting there like.
Yeah. They set up stuff like that.
Yeah.
To normalize it.
Oh, that's all it is. Like when they have Arnold Schwarzenegger in a movie pregnant. That's predictive programming. Now that's normal in society. Oh, a man can get pregnant.
Man can't get pregnant.
Why do they have him?
Oh my God, we're gonna get flagged for that. That's misinformation.
Oh, that's misinformation.
A man can't get pregnant.
The Boise Pride Festival will have an event called Drag Kids on Stage. The description reads, "You have watched the queens and kings. Now it's time to see the kids." It goes on to call the performances a drag show like none other, and then it notes that those between the ages of 11 and 18 will be performing.
We didn't see no 18-year-olds in the picture you guys decided to make the cover.
Who knows?
Those look like 12, 13, 14-year-olds.
Maybe.
Look who are the sponsors.
These are the people who are sponsoring it.
Fred Meyer,
Jack Daniels, Zion's Bank,
Albertsons.
Yep, Albertsons as well.
Zion Bank,
Blue Cross of Idaho, T-Mobile.
I might have to let you go, T-Mobile. Wells Fargo should be gone. Should have been let Wells Fargo go.
Wells Fargo be robbing people.
All the banks be robbing people though. It don't matter where you go, you're gonna get robbed.
Look,
so
if you're gonna be a criminal, if you're gonna rob me, at least do it good. Don't be so bad at it where I gotta keep ignoring what's obvious and stick with the bank. At least other banks are good at stealing it. You don't even know they're stealing it. Wells Fargo get caught. They just be getting caught stealing.
Bank of America too.
Companies are dropping vaccine mandates.
Why?
Across the country, companies are dropping the mandate quietly. They're not doing it loud. They're not coming out saying it's done. And they're also looking for particular people to hire. I wonder who. So some companies are rolling back mandates for employee COVID vaccinations, but few are making official public statements about it. Why it matters. These moves signal that we've shifted into a new chapter of the pandemic and that employers are desperate to get people back into the office. Ain't happening. Anybody who can work from home, they want to work from home. Employers are trying to reduce any barriers to the entry of new hires, says Eric, co-founder of The Charter, a media and service company focused on the future of work, who's hearing from executives who are dropping their mandates. The requirements are also expensive and time-consuming for employers. Another reason to stop, she adds. They've been getting rid of that for a while, though. Do they still got them where you at?
What?
Mandates.
We've never had mandates for vaccines.
What's surprising in your line of work? You would think.
Never.
You would think.
Never.
New York declares state of emergency as polio continues to spread. Now, this is New York. They're saying that they finding it in the waste water, the wastewater in the system. So now, at first they said they only found one person with it and it made them paralyzed. Now they're saying, well, we're finding it in the wastewater, so that means it got to be more people with it. Just because these people haven't came out and said they got it or gotten tested and it's been verified, more people got it than what we know. So they're now calling it a state of emergency because they believe it's already spreading throughout the city.
It's becoming a pandemic.
Polio?
For New York.
Polio? Like,
seems like some of this stuff is almost intentional.
remember when this first started, one of the things people were saying was take the vaccine. You took polio vaccine because they were using polio vaccine as this is what vaccines do. They actually eradicate the virus or whatever.
Polio came back.
But polio immediately popped. It's like
plague here too.
And the plague is in Arizona.
And Arizona and Colorado.
Yeah.
Three states.
I think you're right. I think it's in Colorado, not Arizona.
It's in Colorado, Arizona, and
I don't think it's in Arizona. I think it's just Colorado.
It's in Arizona too.
Oh, okay. Embryos with DNA from 3 people developed normally in first safety study. Researchers in China show that a technique used to replace diseased mitochondria does not affect early development.
It definitely does.
They're saying they found a way to make an embryo
with 3 people.
With 3.
So was it
DNA.
3 women, 3 men?
I don't know.
2 men, 1 woman, 2 women, 1 man. How do you go about this?
No. No. They don't say what they're using here.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So I don't know.
But if they're gonna put out information like that, they should put it in the article.
Why would they put out their study? They did it. They don't want to give all of it. They're just telling you what the results were.
They're not giving all the information out by telling you what genders, how many genders, what genders they use to create this embryo.
At this point, it don't matter because
it does matter.
3 damn people. That's the bigger story.
You ain't supposed to be 3 people creating no.
Woman gives birth to twins with different daddies after.
That happened to that. We know that happened in real life.
Daddies after. You mean real life? This is real life too. After having relations with 2 men on the same night.
Is the internet real life?
It's not.
You say that it's not.
When I say that? Now he don't want to say nothing.
Okay.
But everybody's shocked, really. People will stop you anyway when they see you've got a double.
So one is
So when I saw this, I
pale,
was
one
like,
is-
well, one is Indian.
one is yep. If she's in the
Arab.
UK, it's definitely a Middle Eastern man, and one is from Spain.
Maybe. Oh man. What's this right here? This is yeah. And Georgia, when you see this,
George not even in here today.
you're not. Listen, George, we can't post that stuff you be posting on the channel, man. They will get rid of us in one video. They give us 3 strikes on one video.
You can post it. We just can't comment on it.
No, I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say post it. We can't talk about that
Well,
stuff.
just the information that he sends. Just put it up on the screen. Read the title. Put it up on the screen like we normally do, and keep moving. See, George, who really got your back? See, you be talking shit to me, but dude don't even want to put your shit out.
Who said I didn't want to put it up? So now you just twisted what I just said.
No, we'll let the audience decide what was twisted and what was
Here you go.
done.
George. Yeah, all right. All right, this right here. I want to go here. All right. Let's go back here. Oath Keeper members list includes military, law enforcement, politicians. So we know the Proud Boys. What was it called? Was it how much?
The alt-right?
No. That's what the media claimed them as alternative right, the far right. The name of the group, you got Proud Boys, Oath Keepers. What's the other one? Is it 13%? No. 3%? One of those. You got the 1488 dudes. So the Oath Keepers, they had the spotlight has been put on them from the January 6th. So now the Oath Keepers, the ADL, which is owned by a Zionist Jews, or should I say ran by, they went on to find out that members of the Oath Keepers, as we already knew, were in the military, law enforcement, and politicians.
Are we shocked?
Not shocked at all. But they're doing this for a reason. The reason why they're making sure to point out who are a part of this group is because of one reason and one reason only. And we'll get to that just in a second. Let me, you see, leaked Oath Keepers data reveals U.S. states with most members. And they went through each state to see who had the most members. You had California had 3,000. Texas had 3,300. Florida had 2,700. You know, they go through each state, how many of them were cops, how many of them was in the military, all type of fields, medical field. And then we're going to show this right here. This is the Army Times. Military personnel among names in leaked Oath Keepers membership list. Now keep in mind, it was the ADL who put this out. Now, what is the point of them making sure you... Now, we know that the Oath Keepers are, these quote-unquote, these racist dudes.
And they're trying to make them Trump supporters.
Exactly. I don't...
MAGA supporters.
Of course they're racist. They're all racist. Whatever. But the real reason why
Their party is racist.
Yeah, the reason why they're really nailing this in is for this reason right here. You see right here? Cowboys for Trump, which is another group, co-founder, barred from public office over January 6th.
Yeah, we know they're trying to bar Trump too.
Exactly. The New Mexico judge removed Coy Griffin as the commissioner of the county, citing the 14th Amendment's clause bearing officials who engaged in an insurrection or rebellion from holding public office. So they've done it on a low level. They got this dude. Now that's kind of obvious. They setting the framework. You've seen it done before. So now when they try to do it with Trump, it'll be able to. You've seen it already, so it won't be surprised when they try to do it. What was you about to say?
Oh, nothing. I'm about to say that's where everybody been. Everybody been at the Washington State Fair. They've been missing. And P. Wallop, they've been at the Washington State Fair. It must be back open this year.
Yeah. The Cowboy for Trump co-founder, he's barred from public office for life. Damn. So they're really.
So what are you gonna do?
What do you mean? What are you gonna do? Do something else? I'm pretty sure he runs some type of business or something. Most people who are in office.
He gonna go work at Amazon Fresh?
He probably got a business. Most people that run for office.
Or he probably involved in some type of real estate.
Okay.
Everybody's a real estate person.
DOJ appeals decision to appoint special master in Trump FBI raid document case. Trump asked for a special master to go over the documents that were seized from his home, Mar-a-Lago. He was granted that by a judge. Now the DOJ is the one to appeal that decision. Once again, they keep making themselves look like they don't want stuff to be seen. First, they come out, the first thing they do when they go into Mar-a-Lago, they say, show the warrant, Trump. Show the warrant. And he goes, okay. Then he asked for information, and they're like, we don't want to show that. So you're not being very transparent.
At
you
all.
only want to show what you want to show. So now the Trump supporters, you're giving them more ammo. You building up his base to be even stronger and more fiercely want to vote for him.
They're going to say, don't call it a comeback.
All right. Hunter Biden says he would be happy to introduce business associates to top CCP official. This is not a surprise. We've been through the laptop. Hunter Biden, Joe Biden. Would this be considered misinformation, even though they've verified that the laptop is real?
What would be considered misinformation?
Saying that they have ties to
who?
CCP. At least Hunter do. Doing business.
This is an ode to the crispy and the crunchy, to the.
At least Hunter do, amongst other things, obviously. All right, this is the last segment right here. EU will propose a mandatory target for reducing electricity use at peak hours in order to flatten the curve.
Oh, you remember they used to use COVID, talking about flattening the curve?
Because in these peak demands, the expensive gas comes into the market. So what we have to do is flatten the curve and avoid the peak demands. We will propose a mandatory target for reducing
What up, Bryant?
electricity use at peak hours, and we will work very closely with the member states to achieve this. And this is what is expensive, because in these peak demands, the expensive gas comes into the market. So what we have to do is flatten the curve and avoid the peak demands. We will propose a mandatory target for reducing electricity use at peak hours, and we will work very closely with the member states to achieve this.
So basically, in the middle of the day,
yep,
you're gonna be cutting off the power, or at least lowering the amount. Remember when we showed that they could change your thermostat? They could change the temperature in your thermostat remotely.
Yeah.
So now I'm pretty sure that's over there as well. They're
gonna start doing with the water too.
Oh yeah.
You heard about the story of Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade? They used 1,400 more something of water than what they were supposed to use, and the residents was pissed off. Like, they're not following the guidelines of how much water you're supposed to be using.
You live in California?
And she had to come out and say, lie and say, oh, we'll do better. I've changed the measures and blah, blah, blah to make sure that we're able to conserve, blah, blah, blah. She lying. She gonna keep using water.
So that makes me think, how many of those celebrities and people in those big houses, they are just using water on their lawn?
Well, no, they having bath brothels. That's why so much water was being used in that household.
I'm saying that how many of those people are just using water to water their lawn while other people are trying to be conservative on their damn showers?
It's getting tough out here. They're
Germany,
gonna find some way to limit the amount of water you can use.
Germany's skeptical over price cap on Russian gas. So Russia turned the gas off to Europe. And now the EU, they want to put a cap on the amount of money that Russia can charge. This is not a good idea, because all they're going to do is raise the price even more, because if you cap them, and they're the ones who are selling the most, it seems, right now.
Why would they care about how much the gas is? They ain't get no gas from them, no way.
That's the point. They still got to buy it, but it's expensive from other people. Saudi Arabia and all them as well. So Germany, on the other hand, is like, I don't know about this.
They cut you off.
Exactly. EU diplomat called Berlin the problem in striking a gas cap deal. EU efforts to set a price cap on Russian gas imports are running into a German roadblock. The Germans can't do it because they actually rely on that power. And I would guess right now, I mean, maybe they trying to still find a way to negotiate to get those pipes turned back on, but
them pipes ain't getting turned back on.
Oh, no, hold on. You were somebody that saying they were going to get turned back on. And I said
I
they
did.
weren't.
And I'm allowed to say I was wrong. And I don't believe the pipe. Now the pipes probably get turned back on because I said the pipes don't get turned back on.
So you got to change.
Can't win.
You got to know how to change with the weather, man. More Italians join nationwide protests against overpriced energy bills. So they burning their energy bills in the streets in protest of the prices. But the reason why the energy prices are higher are because NATO was doing some shit, was forcing the hand of Russia and Ukraine.
America be like, you can burn them bills.
You still gonna pay it.
Shit will be turned off if you don't pay that bill.
No, they can't turn it off. About to be winter. They can't turn it off. Even in America, when it was cold, they couldn't turn your gas off. So they had to keep you warm in the winter. Lehman event looms over Europe as energy companies face 1.5 trillion in margin calls, and they say that's a conservative number. So ain't looking too good. China's top energy firms are sending natural gas to European nations struggling with Russia's supply cuts.
So go ahead and break it down.
So China is sending energy to Europe. You go, okay, well, China is supposed to be close to Russia, right? So China's kind of being neutral in this situation. Well, that's not really the case because China is aggressively buying up cheap Russian LNG. So China is buying Russian energy and selling it to Europe.
They're still getting it.
They're still getting it, but they're doing it through another person.
So who's the sucker in this situation?
It'll be Europe. You're still paying.
But they're paying. Are they paying at a lesser cost?
I'm sure China is not giving them too much of a discount. No,
they're giving them somewhat of a discount, I believe.
I don't. Cause no, it's cheap for China. It says buying up cheap Russian LNG.
Her last name?
Slav.
Yeah, slave.
That's what they are. They're the Slavs, Eastern Europe. Which is another thing that's going on. Remember, NATO is comparable. The reason why a lot of people compare NATO to Nazi Germany, because what was Hitler trying to do? He was trying to take over Eastern Europe. Now, what is NATO doing? Spreading eastward. They're doing the same thing a former person wanted to do. You know, it is what it is. China's ambassador to Australia speaks conflict with Taiwan. They're still talking about they think it could be peaceful. When they gonna invade Taiwan? When they gonna stop playing the game and go in there?
Winter's coming.
They had a Nancy Pelosi situation happen, so now they got a reason to pull all these drills 24/7 outside of Taiwan. At some point, they're just gonna go in. Will they wait till the winter or wait till next spring, or what do you think?
Winter. I'm gonna be wrong. It's gonna be next spring.
Why not? I'm just picking.
There's a lot of stuff going on this winter. Everybody keeps saying winter's coming. Winter's coming.
Oh, yeah,
it started with Game of Thrones. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. When will winter come?
Speaking of winter's coming, now this story right here is it's a crazy story. In Switzerland considers jail sentences for those heating their homes unreasonably. Now, what is unreasonably? Switzerland ponders jail sentences and fines for those who turn their heat up in their homes to more than 19 degrees Celsius.
That's 66 degrees.
66 degrees Fahrenheit. In preparation for a possibility that the country is forced to ration gas, informs largest English newspaper in Spain. So you can go to jail for having your heat at 67.
Yeah.
We're not even talking about 70, 75. We're talking about 60. Anything over that, 67, they take you to jail and fining you.
That's not a bad temperature, though.
So you think that's the perfect temperature? That's fair?
It's not cold. It's not hot.
So you telling me if it's we're talking about a Europe cold. If it's negative 15 degrees outside, 66 degrees is cool with you?
Well, it's always warmer in the it's always warmer in the where you live than outside. So
No.
66 degrees not bad.
When it's cold, it's colder. When it's warm, it's warmer. That's usually how it goes. Moscow sounds alarm on Ukrainian grain deal. Not a single Russian vessel has managed to leave port, casting doubt on the agreement fate and senior diplomat. The grain deal with Ukraine, which was supposed to allow Russia to deliver fertilizers and food products to global markets, has failed to do so. Russia's permanent representative to the UN claimed on Tuesday, speaking to reporters, he revealed that not a single Russian vessel with grain has managed to leave port, despite the earlier UN and Turkey brokered agreement that unblocked Ukrainian grain shipments via the Black Sea in exchange for lifting restrictions on Russian exports of the product. Now, this didn't work out, but now the Turkish president, he has found a way to break a deal with Russia. He has.
Oh, so they flip floppers.
So yeah, so Turkey the Turkish president Erdogan has convinced Russia to sell them power with a discount. Now, why did Turkish president get that deal with Russia? Is it because they possibly allowed the grain to go through Turkey that Russia has, allowed their shipments to go through?
Probably so.
Ukraine also has some grain shipments that need to get through. So you think Turkey gonna take shed a little bit off that grain, take the money and the gas, and sell some grain and some gas back to them, or at least to Europe at least.
They doing what they got to do.
Everybody finding a way to make some money in this situation. Absolutely stupid decision. Vladimir Putin says impossible to isolate Russia, vows to cut supplies as he already did. So we're talking about this energy situation because remember, America's always saying how they're going to find a way to help send energy to Russia. I'm not saying necessarily we're going to be affected by the gas situation because we don't run on gas, we run on electricity. But it's going to get very expensive. This is why they're trying to get Mexico involved, Canada. If the fertilizer problem is going to continue to grow. I can't imagine what stuff is going to be like next May, March.
Spring.
Yeah, the spring. Oh my God. Prices.
A lot of canned fruits.
I mean, we talk about a lot of these factories are shutting down, and it's going to spread over, not just in Europe, it's going to continue to spread throughout Europe. It's going to come over to America. You're going to see factories shutting down. We talked about this months ago with the food plants. Somehow all these food plants is going up in flames. And when you say something, they say you're a conspiracy theorist, and somebody's obviously going around burning down food plants.
Allegedly.
Chicken plants, food, it was all getting burned down.
Allegedly.
We saw the fire. What do you mean allegedly? Oh, well, me saying somebody was burning it down. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. My bad. But anyway, man, this is going to be a shorter episode. We only
been a dry week.
It's been a very dry week.
It's been a very dry week. That's why we sound dry today.
And some of the stuff I want to talk about, we can't talk about. So we'll have to go light. This is Tony Spencer. There are limiting people, but companies are safe right now. Yeah, right now. But also, they're saying that some companies are also being penalized, especially in that 19 degree in Switzerland. They said that companies, if they go above that degree too, that they might get fined as well. Obviously, it's not going to be the same temperature. They'll probably give them a different restriction. But that's kind of what happens when you supply jobs, people tend to be more lenient on you. So it is what it is. But you got anything else you want to say?
No, thank you all for coming and joining us on this dry Saturday. Thank you for staying, as long as you could.
Yeah.
We appreciate the support.
Definitely do.
Don't forget to like the button.
The like button. The like the button.
Oh, yeah. Hit the like button.
You said the like. Well, I said it right. To like the button. Yeah. Okay.
Why are you always trying to correct me?
I'm sorry, Travis. Anyway, y'all be safe. All praise to the Most High. And peace, man.